Good.
Wow.
I don't even know what that was, man.
Wow.
Hold on.
That was a growl.
Yeah, that was evil there. Some evil coming out of me there. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and good morning. You're watching the main event here. Woo, I don't know what that was. I didn't sound like that at all before the show, did I? We were talking.
You did not when we were just talking.
And all of a sudden I go to say good morning, and look what happens, folks. And look who it is. 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And we nickname him here around here Dalehausen, as he's just the curse around here all the time. Officially now, thanks to Robert for giving you that nickname. Dale Hellestrae's back, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
Good.
You know, I just always wonder. So if I'm the curse when I'm not around, like your voice is always fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ethan's not screwing up behind the desk.
I sound like an angel.
Yeah. Oh,
when you're not around.
You do.
The trumpets hearken. When you're not around, all of that. Yeah.
Wow.
Dogs line up, birds fly and flutter, and they just sit here and watch on the perch quietly.
Holy cow.
All that happens, and then you show up, and there's the curse right there. Yes.
Well, I'm going to have to call him one day and say, Steve, I ain't going to make it in, and just sit on the other side of the glass.
Just sneak in.
Yeah.
He's going to open up the door and just kind of sit over there so nobody sees you. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Dogs come, they just sit here. Dogs and cats put their paw on each other's shoulders and just sway back and forth while the show's happening. It's an amazing thing. Dale, it's Tuesday.
Oh, it is?
Dare I ask about your weekend?
Yeah. Well, the weekend was pretty good till Sunday afternoon, but I told Brooke, honey, you're going to have to suck it up. I got to go hear Steve's take on what happened with the Diamondbacks yesterday and how.
Yeah, well, you alluded to it. Now, yesterday I just said that you were dealing with something. I told everybody, everybody's fine, nobody panic, everybody's fine. Yeah, but Brooke wasn't feeling well. That's what happened over the weekend, Sunday and yesterday. So I told everybody, I took credit for it. I told everybody that Dale, you take the day off. Don't worry about us. You take care of that precious bride of yours.
You've always been kind enough to do that, and
I'm the hero. Dale was like, I'm coming in, and I was like, you're staying home.
Yeah, Steve said, Dale, do not leave the side of your wife.
I even told Ethan, if he shows up, you lock that door. Do not let him in.
Because that's how I would expect you to treat Autumn, for sure. But anyway, I digress. It's interesting because this is Brooke's second bout with diverticulitis.
Okay.
I was telling you before the show, literally came up on Facebook 11 years ago on Sunday.
That is so weird. I blame Hillary for that. Seeing that on Facebook.
I blame Dalehausen.
Yeah, that is true.
That idiot.
Yeah, that guy. He cursed you.
And she had a big bout of diverticulitis 11 years ago. Had to have a colon resection and all that. And now something happened again. And
what flares that up, out of curiosity?
They don't know.
That's what I was wondering. Because I know, like, with my kidney stones, I could feel it coming on, and I'm like, oh, I didn't drink enough water today.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, water, and then I feel better.
Well, she started complaining about it on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've had repeat injuries, things like that, but that's like, I know what that feels like. And so if something's starting to go awry, I'm going to get it addressed.
Yeah, like my kidneys. Like I could tell. I'm like, ooh, there's a pain in my back.
Yeah.
Start drinking water.
Right.
Start drinking water. Start walking around a little bit more. Type of a deal. It's coming. Or take Advil, mask it with pain meds. That type of a thing. But yeah, no, that is interesting because normally, women don't do that. Women are like, I got a pain, and they go right in.
And she's one who, Dale, you need to see the doctor. Dale, you need to do this. But anyway, she ended up Sunday afternoon going to urgent care, and the pain had gotten so bad. So anyways, she's in the hospital, doing much better this morning. It's an infection in the colon, and they got to get rid of that.
Yep, and they've got her all flushing it out, all that stuff. So Dale, I allowed Dale to leave her side today because I'm not going to lie to you, she's probably tired of Dale complaining about the small chairs in there and how bored he is, and trying to figure out how to watch the Rattlers game on Sunday while he's there.
that was kind of hard to do on my phone.
I sent you a link.
Yeah, I did, but it froze a lot.
No, the feed. I almost texted you and was like, "This feed sucks."
Okay.
Yeah, we had the same problem.
Okay.
Autumn had it on her phone. I had it on my laptop. I had it on my phone, and it was just kicking you out. You had to go back into it. I almost texted you to be like, if it doesn't just refresh, it'll come back up because it was terrible.
Right. Okay. See, and I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't understand all that stuff like you do. But
Dale's all texting me, "Hey, I'm in urgent care with Brooke. How do I watch the Rattlers game?" And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wishing her the best. Here's the link."
All you can do is sit there, and what's always funny is whether it's me not getting speeding tickets after getting pulled over.
Because you're a cowboy.
And that's helped out a few times. Thank you, because it could have been the Philadelphia Eagle cop and write me a double ticket or whatever.
Yeah, excess fines.
Yeah. Well, hey, I saw that you were picking your nose. But anyway, she'll always look at me and said, "Dale, how do you learn your lesson?" And she's like, "Dale, She eats good. She exercises regularly. She's in good shape for a slightly older woman. And yet these things happen to her. She's like, this should be happening to you.
Well, my favorite part was when you said it was Brooke. I was like, yeah, of course, Brooke would be the one with. Because I was afraid when you texted me, I told you, I was like, oh, she tripped over the dog or one of the grandkids or something and fell on the concrete or the floor or something, and now something's broken or something to that effect. That was my first thought was, and then I was like, wait, that would be Dale, not her.
If it's a fall, it's got to be me. But
yeah, she's like, you should be in this bed, not me. What the heck,
Dale? The way you eat, the way you do stuff.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Dale's all eating chicken wings, sauce all over his, and she's like, I'm not feeling well, and Dale's like, we're gonna go to urgent care right now, and he's all just walking in with just wing sauce all over him.
I always attribute it to me drinking evaporative cooler water as a kid growing up.
Off the hose?
Yeah. Out of the hose from the evaporative cooler.
We do have a better immune system and stuff and pain tolerance.
I think
stuff like that than the younger generation does.
Food to drink purified water. And
yeah. Oh my God. So me and Ireland went back to that Feed My Starving Children's place. She wanted to do some more stuff there. So we made an appointment and went there. So we went yesterday afternoon. And I was like, I'll take you at 4:45. Her mom's at work. So I was like, I'll take you at 4:45. We walked in, Dale. And it's funny you brought that up. There was a group of like 7, 8 people that were all walking in together. Dale, every single one of them had a little thermos of water with them as they're walking into the place. Yeah. I'm like, you literally just left your car to walk into a lobby.
Right.
And now you're going to be doing this where you're not allowed to have anything in there. It's food service, you're packing stuff and things like that. And I just remember, that's funny you said that. I literally looking at these young kids like, all 7 of you have a bottle of water with you, container of water. And you just walk from your car into here. What?
It is a completely different world, and I think there's a lot of good things about it, Steve, but there are some things. Oh,
don't get me wrong. We were unhealthy back then. I mean, in terms of that. Well, I was reading.
But you adapted.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, you knew. I mean, I was reading, I think it was last week, was something like the 25th anniversary or something of the Corey kid, from Minnesota Vikings who died in the heat related because he didn't get enough water and then things changed after that. The anniversary of that was just last week.
Yeah, that obviously a tragic situation. I've always said this back. I grew up here. I was born and raised in Arizona. Yep. I went to Saguaro High School. We used to have 10 days of 2-a-days. Full pads, 10 days, 2-a-days. And 6 to 8 in the morning, 6 to 8 at night. Mm-hmm. You got 1 5-minute water break.
Yeah. And if you were screwing around, you didn't even get that.
No, if you were bad practice or whatever. And nobody died. Nobody died.
Yeah, I'm sure. But here's the thing. I'm sure people did, but it was a rare, it wasn't something that was blasted all over the news.
Well, no. Because there was no breaking news, boom, boom, boom. But anyway, we were outside all the time. We either watched one of 3 stations on TV. There was no Sega Genesis.
I remember the 121-degree day here in Phoenix, whatever summer that was. I was out playing shirts and skins on the basketball court that day.
Yeah.
To the point where I got so sunburned, I had water blisters the size of Texas growing on me. I couldn't sleep at night. It was so bad.
Hold on, you're on the skins team?
Oh, I was, yeah. And I'm pasty white, too, folks, in case you haven't noticed. I was blessed with Irish skin. Oh, yeah, my back. I couldn't sleep for like 3 days. Just basking in aloe vera. My mom had a tree, and I was just cutting branches off and just rubbing them. Water blisters everywhere. It was that bad of a sunburn. I didn't go to the doctor for that. Nowadays, you'd be rushed to the hospital with all these ointments and everything, and just suffered and learned my lesson, and we moved on, right? By the way, Corey Stringer, 2001 is when that happened. So 25 is the 25th anniversary.
Okay.
Last week of that as well. But it was just interesting that you brought that up, because yesterday I walked in and I was like, you literally just left your car, walked 100 feet into the place. You got to make sure you have a water bottle with you.
Well, and I think you also have to take this into account, Steve, with Feed Your Starving Children, a wonderful charity and all that. But they are one of the more strict places that I've ever been to, donating my time. The fact that I think there's some places who'll let you bring your water flask.
You can't. It has to stay outside on the bench.
With Feed Your Starving Children.
Yeah.
So that's your first time there?
Yeah. And it gets hot in there, too. I sweat like a mofo.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to be in there for an hour and a half.
The temperature, I walked by the AC thing, and it said it's 68 degrees in here. And I was like, bull crap, it's 68 degrees in here. You're just standing there, moving your arms. So it's just funny. I don't know. It's just funny, the water bottle thing just kind of cracks me up. Because you don't see anybody in our generation walking around with it. And now I know there's, the ladies love their thermoses and, all that stuff and everything, but just 7 people. It was just funny thing that just caught my eye yesterday.
Right.
Cracked me up a little bit. So that was Dale's experience. Everybody's fine. Everybody's good.
Yep.
Dale's abandoned her to come back today. Robert says Stringer. Thank you, Robert. As well. But 25 years ago, it changed the outlook on that. Now then there became mandatory water breaks and
water
practice during
on the
certain
field.
days.
I mean, because I've coached the last 25 years, and I'm like, so there's literally water behind the huddle.
Yeah.
And between plays, you go back there and
like you said, they're practicing 6 a.m. They're practicing before school.
Right.
To stay out of the major heat of the day and stuff like that. Oh, I mean, that's the coolest thing about it. I see it at other schools, too. They have like a giant water thing, and it's got these hoses off of it where you squirt water in.
8 guys can drink out of there or whatever.
I'm just like, that's the coolest invention ever, man.
They also have a thing called a temperature humidity index.
And if it hits a certain level,
boom, you're off the field.
Can you imagine that when we were kids?
Nobody ever told me to leave the field.
No, if anything, they're like, you're going to suck up and you're going to do this properly.
We used to go out to practice, and then we can move on to whatever. Quit bitching about the way we grew up.
Old man, down my lawn.
But in Dallas, you walk out of the locker room to go on the practice field, and there's a TV. And we practice at 2 o'clock. And so there's like a 1 o'clock newscast or something. So at 1:50, as most people are walking out there, the weather's coming up.
Yeah, you get to see the weather popping up.
And they're like, I don't know how many times over the years I heard, and extreme heat warning to everybody there. And obviously, if you're immune compromised,
all that,
keep your pets inside. Yeah. It's dangerous to be outside. We're like,
full pads.
We're walking out in full pads.
All wrapped up.
To practice.
All wrapped up and everything. Robert says, if it makes you feel like nobody cared about us back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. That's what kids today don't realize.
It's not going to kill you.
Yeah. And if it does, you're just weak.
Don't be a wuss, Steve.
Adam said, one thing I don't miss about teaching in Arizona is no recess heat advisory days for the first 4 to 5 weeks of school. Yeah, Dale, that's what they would do. They'd be like, it's too hot for kids to go out to recess today. Dale, we would go out, and there would be metal slides we would slide down. Remember the monkey bars? Pure metal. And we'd be up there, ooh, ow, ooh, ooh, playing on them, running around. Now everything's plastic, not as hot.
Well, with shade canopies.
Yes, shade canopies, yes. You know what our shade canopy was? The sun. Oh, my gosh. It just cracks me up. But it's just funny you brought up the water bottles and got me on my rant there on that. I mean, take care, drink water. I'm not saying don't.
No.
It just to carry it around with me all day. I just have no interest in. I'd leave it everywhere, man.
Yeah, you'd have to start off with 20 because you'd leave them everywhere you've been.
By the end of the day, I'd have 0 and have to start all over again the next day with 20 again. I'd keep it in business if I had to do all that stuff and everything. But so everything's good with Dale. He's good, fine. Yes. He's recovering, still in the hospital. Probably get out tomorrow.
Brooke will get out tomorrow.
Brooke will get out tomorrow. Then Dale will be back in his prison. I said it, not him. That was me that said that.
Steve, I have a happy 38-year marriage. I don't know what you're talking about.
She's going to take advantage of this. Dale's going to be loading the dishwasher, vacuuming.
No, she full well knows the house is going to not be in the tip-top shape that she's used to it.
She's going to get home and be like, what have you done while I've been gone? Who's taking care of the dog? That's the big question.
Yeah, that was her greatest concern.
Yeah, she didn't care about anything.
No, Dale, how are you going to be? Doesn't care. You know what? We were talking about this yesterday, her and I. Brooke has this knack for befriending people. And our entire neighborhood that we moved into about 5 years ago, a lot of them been there for 30 years and didn't know each other. Didn't talk to each other.
Now they have parties.
Now they're all walking their dogs together and they're friends and we're playing cards together and all that. So our next door neighbor's been kind enough. She loves dogs. She comes over. Amelia likes her, so taking care of her.
Is that emasculating? Like, is that embarrassing to you that somebody else has to come over?
Not one bit. Just so you know.
That's like the time I had to have somebody come change my tire because it was raining. And it was like this skinny little, she weighed like 120 pounds. And she changed my tire in the rain while I sat inside the car. Dry skippy. Oh. I feel the same way about the dog, though, when somebody else has to come over and walk the dog.
I'm gonna roll down the window just a little bit.
No, it was all through the app. No contact was made. I was dressed up.
That's emasculating.
I was dressed up. I was headed to the event. I couldn't get all wet.
Oh, God.
It would have ruined my evening. I know. But that's how I would feel if somebody else walked in my house and was like, I'm going to walk your dog now. Meanwhile, you're eating Doritos while watching TV.
No, we make sure that I'm out. Her and I coincide. Yeah. You want to see me walking out of the bedroom in my underwear?
Yeah. Oh, you're here?
Good morning. But anyway, maybe Mila's doing fine. That is Brooke's main concern. So.
She didn't even care about you. She's just like, you'll survive. What's up with the dog?
You'll figure it out.
I just always laugh because that time she went out of town and you were in charge of the dog, and not even a day later, daughters start showing up around there going, hey, we're going to go ahead and take her for the night. Now they don't even ask.
I haven't seen you for a couple weeks.
Just every excuse in the book to come check on the dog on you and all that stuff. But Dale, since you were gone yesterday, quick question for you. Were you able to log in and watch the Rattlers game?
I got to watch bits and pieces. Pretty dominant performance from what I could see.
Yeah, no, I told you, their defense, they have a chance to go and get to the championship game strictly because of their defense.
Right.
And their defense was lights out to IFL standards.
And by the way,
we still allow a ton of points, but yeah.
We talked about a little bit late last week about the signing of Snead.
No announcement
until game day or whatever.
He was warming up. That's how I found out. I saw him warming up.
And the fact that when you look at it, I saw one little blurb from Kevin Guy saying that, hey, you can never have too many quarterbacks. Yep. That's why we signed him.
So they had 3.
But there was no change in the starting quarterback. Nope. It's still Myler.
Yeah. And Drew Powell's still the backup.
Okay.
And in that game. This week, this is the week. Usually if you sign somebody like a lineman or somebody, they usually, kind of sit out the first game.
Right.
And then they're in there the second game. They did that with a couple linemen this year and things to that effect. It gives you a week to go. So this week, we'll see. Myler played well enough that I don't know if you can switch from him.
Right.
He played well. Now, they got stopped a couple times on down. That's the frustration Kevin Guy has is turnover and downs will kill you in the IFL. If you get one, you could lose the game if the other team just keeps scoring every time. So if you have two, it's kind of like getting up there. I know I can tell you right now, his philosophy is two's too many type of a situation. So I don't know. It's interesting to go, but I mean, they signed him for a reason.
You would think.
There's a reason they signed him.
Tell me
they didn't sign him just to sit there for the 3 games and not do anything. Why would you do that?
It does not make any sense.
So could there be like specific plays he's coming in for? But at the same time, you switch a quarterback and you lose that game, you're opening yourself up to just, especially for me, just second guessing galore.
Right.
There could be specific plays he's going to come in for because he throws that beautiful back corner touchdown to the guys. I've never seen anybody throw one as nice as him on the Rattlers.
Right.
Drew Powell will throw it over an outstretched hands of a defender and pinpoint it, and it looks beautiful. Dalton Sneed, man, would just float that thing up in the air, and it would just fall directly in his receiver's hands at the back of the end zone or something. And it was just a beautiful thing to see out there. But, yeah, no, he was signed. He was out there. He was warming up, at least. So we'll see. But that defense is going to keep him in it. Going to San Diego this weekend and everything. So Sunday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. on Yahoo Sports again. And hopefully the feed's – I'll tell you this. I'm giving Yahoo Sports a bad time for their feed. The problem most likely is, and the Rattlers have this problem in Glendale Arena, it's usually the internet at the stadium. Type of stuff is what you have to worry about,
right?
For that. So it might not have been the Yahoo Sports, but I'm still blaming them. It was terrible to watch. Kept getting network errors, connectivity errors.
No, I know you. I have not watched much indoor football league. I know you do. What was the dude with the white outfit on the field?
You want me? Are you gonna make me say this?
I haven't. I couldn't figure that out. I couldn't really. I wasn't listening with volume up. But.
Okay, I'm gonna say. This is me saying this, not Dale Hellestrae. This is me saying this coming up now. Ethan, we'll get to that in a second. So Yahoo, if you don't know, Yahoo took over this year most of the game. There's another company called On3 that does it as well. You have to pay for their services, but they do lower tier games, etc. out there. And they went through and they got national people they thought were national calling people and people that work for ESPN and all this stuff. Lower tier announcers, play-by-play people, but people they think are in the know, right? And they don't know what they're talking about because guys like Floyd, guys like Dale, they were like, oh, we don't know who you are, so you're out of there. And I've watched a lot of games. A lot of untalented, crappy people. And this dude that they have out there, I'm not going to say his name. He doesn't even deserve it. Walks around with, it's fine. Your job is to get in the huddle, get sideline reporting, and listen to the referees talk and stuff like that. The way he holds the microphone, the way he like flips it around and makes himself. Dale, there was a play. No, there was a penalty, and it was a first down. I think the Rattlers got a first down, but it was a penalty. He's walking behind the refs, kind of like twirling the microphone a little bit, like total distraction to the referee making the call. And then the referee's calling a first down because there's a first down penalty, and he's behind him going as he's walking by. Dude, enough with the clown show. We're not here to watch this clown show of the announcing and stuff like that.
Have you seen him before?
Oh, yeah, he's been on several things.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been on several. They had another guy on the side. So basically, he was on the Rattlers sideline. They had another guy that was on the other sideline for most of the game and stuff like that. And the other guy's really professional and stuff like that. The white jacket dude is kind of like just a clown out there. You want to up it, you tell broadcasters that have been doing the IFL for years out there, all throughout the league. Well-known, established people that called IFL were told they weren't big enough to do it. And you're all better than the stupid clown with the white jacket and tries to make it about himself out there. It's a joke of an announcing crew and makes everybody look stupid. I couldn't stand it. I hated every second of it. And I've seen him throughout the
Really?
year.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen him throughout the year. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. Now, he doesn't always wear the white jacket. He put that on because it was playoffs. Then there's sound quality. Your Yahoo Sports and your sound quality's garbage with them on top of it. It's a simple fix thing. You have somebody there that should be able to dial that in. It can't be that hard, and they can't figure that out. It's annoying. It really bothered me in this game. It's bothered me before type of a situation. Just the way he carries the mic and stuff, it's just distracting. We're not there for you, man. Stick the microphone in there so that you can hear the refs talking. Pull the microphone out. Then he's always got to get his quip in and then walk off. You're not a comedian, dude. You're not.
Huh.
So anyway, that's my rant on that. I wasn't going to go off on it. So I'm like, whatever. Yahoo Sports, they'll IFL games, then I'll never watch them again until next year's IFL season again, type of a deal.
Kind of like True TV or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I watch it for the NCAA tournament, and rest of the year, they don't exist to me. Autumn says, that guy with the white jacket was beyond annoying, sticking his mic in everyone's faces and getting in the way during the game. It was ridiculous, and he looked like a chump.
All I was doing is I could look at him and go, that guy looks like he's an annoying
It just rubs you the wrong way, but they think he's hilarious.
Okay.
Oh, they think, he's so funny. We're not here to watch you, Tiger.
So the Rattlers move on. There are a couple of things I want to ask you about.
San Diego moved on as well, over Tucson.
WWE, was it a
Dale,
letdown?
No, it was excellent. Dale, I just want to point this out really quick. I mean, I understand you come up with lame excuses not to come to the house and come to my house.
Uh-oh.
But to have your wife go into have a CAT scan and go to the emergency room and all of that stuff, all so you can avoid coming for SummerSlam. I mean, that's a new one.
I said you got to be a team player, bro.
Normally it's you that you have some dumb excuse.
I was packing my lunch. I had a reservation at the Holiday Inn halfway there.
And this time you brought Brooke into it. I'm like, even Autumn was over watching it. I was like, on Sunday, and I was like, Brooke and Autumn could have hung out, Dale, but no, you had to, have her drink something that her colon hurt, and she had to go into the hospital, all to avoid SummerSlam, huh? I just want to point that out to everybody. That's the lengths. So when you hear Dale say, I don't invite him over, these are the lengths he goes to not come and join me.
Did you have charcuterie board?
I did not, because it was just me and Ethan.
And Ethan's not sophisticated?
No, he's just lazy. He was in the gaming room and I was in my room watching it. We were texting and yelling back and forth.
Oh,
it was funny because Gunther's match on Saturday, Taylor, was kind of funny. So I'm in the room and we're talking and Gunther match. I'm gonna go stab my eyeballs out. I can't stand Gunther because every match ends the same. It looks like he's gonna lose, then he ends up choking the guy out and then he submits, and it's just stupid. It's the stupidest gimmick on the planet. I don't like Gunther. I hate everything about Gunther. To me, he's a bathroom break type of a match. It's just ridiculous. So I leave Ethan and I go I go, it's stupid. He's just gonna submit the guy after 10 minutes, whatever. So stupid. It's a waste of time to watch it. So I go in the room and it's on, and I'm doing other stuff. And then he submits the guy, and all I do is I text Ethan and go, "Told you." And he's yelling down the hallway, and I'm yelling back.
Did I see where somebody handed over the championship crown or something?
The belt? Well, no, I mean, lots of turnover, in the belts and stuff like that.
Is somebody retiring?
Well, Brock Lesnar.
I thought he retired last one.
Well, in WrestleMania. So I told you that theory. That was a surprise retirement. And I'm pretty sure WWE went, all right, what's it going to take to keep you here through SummerSlam? I think that was the deal that happened there. But
he's that big of a draw.
Oh, my God, he's huge. Yeah. He's a big dude. Yeah. And did a Hell in the Cell battle with and everything. Two big boys battling it out there. Daly tore the ring up where you could see the wood underneath it. I was like, oh yeah.
Cell.
Yeah. Everything goes. No referees. Everything goes. Can't escape the cell. Yeah, so Brock, of course, it was good. I was worried the Saturday matchups were going to be more fun than the Sunday ones, and both of them were enjoyable. You have those matches where you're like, you're doing something else, because you don't want to see them or whatever. My only complaint about Saturday was every match was like 10 minutes long. It was ridiculously fast matches. And you got to have at least when you get, especially to get to the main events, you got to expand those out a little bit, 15, 20 minutes and everything. That's my one complaint, but it was good. I enjoyed it. SummerSlam was better than the 2 nights of SummerSlam as a whole, was better than the 2 whole nights as a whole for WrestleMania, even though night 2 of WrestleMania was way better than anything you've seen before out there. So it was a good time, Dale. Sorry you missed it.
Wow.
Oh my God, Donhausen came out, and you had the little guys come out and help him out. It was beautiful. It was a great match.
Who did he put a curse on?
Pretty much everybody. Curses everybody. You are cursed.
And people go crazy.
Oh my God, Dale, it's the best thing happening right now. When he first came in as a character, I was like, it's stupid, it's ridiculous. I have no interest in this. And then I've learned to enjoy his shtick out there. And because I realized, at first I was like, nobody needs this garbage. But then what I realized was it harkens back to like the 80s and 90s, like WWE. Because WWE has a tendency these days to take itself really seriously. Like it's everything serious and everything's like in line and da-da-da. And he just comes out, man. He's just fun. He just comes out. He just doesn't take anything seriously. It's like a comedic effect type thing, but then you're kind of into the match and stuff, so it's not like a fake deal. He just brings it. Just shows you bring more personality into wrestling. Wrestling went very corporate over the last like 10 years, where everybody's stoic and tough and all of this stuff. And even if you do go out on a limb, you don't go that far out there. And he brings that old charm back again and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. I'd show you a clip of it, but it would be instantly taken down by the
police
copyright gods out there. Yeah, as well. Robert says Brock and Oba threw each other around like they weighed 100 pounds. Yeah, I mean, these are 300-pound men that, Dale, I mean, their muscles have muscles. Their muscles have muscles have muscles. Yeah, and they're just lifting each other up. Brock at one point fell. He picked him up and slammed him down. And Oba's what, 6'6", 6'8"? And Brock was at his shoulders and fell on his back. Boom, onto the ring, was thrown on the back. He just falls 6 feet, Dale, under a ring. No problem. That's nothing. Remember when you could throw around 300-pound men like that?
Yeah, and I was thinking that would be like Larry and Alan and I wrestling, but I'm going to throw Larry so he takes a little running start and he jumps so I can throw him.
No, that's the thing. The big guys don't jump. They can't. They're too big. The smaller guys will do that stuff where they do that whole bouncy thing to help you get up there, and some of that is self-preservation, because if somebody doesn't get you up, you're going to fall weird and, could get hurt and stuff like that. But no, these big guys, man, they're not running and jumping like you're talking about. No. Yeah. 6'6" is his height. So if you're being thrown down and he has you over his head or up to his shoulders, you're falling over 6 feet onto your back, Dale. There's actually a great picture of Brock, and he's literally just like wide eyes open, and he's just looking up. He's just flat with the ground. And he's got to be 5 feet, 5.5 feet up in the air. And he's obviously falling down the thing. And he's just sitting there flat back, everything. Just great picture. Great picture. Dale, it was good. It was a fun time. Sorry you missed it.
Well, I'm happy for you, Steve. I'm glad it was a good weekend.
I know. What I should have done when you asked for the Rattlers link and how to watch it, I should have just sent you the WWE link.
Yeah, what am I watching?
No, don't worry about it. That's the Rattlers game. Just watch it. We, of course, have the MLB trade deadline. We'll talk about that excitement on the Diamondbacks front. Every team around the Diamondbacks in the playoff hunt got better, except for one yesterday. We'll talk about that coming up. Cards Camp updates. Of course, Larry to the Hall with Coop when he comes here as well. Bijan got paid today, Dale.
I did see that.
3-year deal, max value $75 million. That's basically, my math is correct, $25 million a year as well. What's significant about this? $51 million guaranteed, highest ever for a running back, and he is now officially Pride from Tucson, Arizona, folks. Highest paid running back. Yeah.
Second most amount of guaranteed money.
I'm sorry. Yeah, second amount guaranteed. Oh, wait, is it second amount? Who has more than him? Saquon was less than him. Wasn't Saquon 50?
Guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think close to home, Steve.
Oh, the Love got more than 50?
53 million guaranteed. So it goes Jeremiah Love. This is guaranteed money.
That guaranteed money only.
Love, Bijan Robinson, Barkley, and then Austin Gente.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Love. I didn't put him in that category as a rookie.
Yeah.
All right. But he is the highest paid running back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Oh, he's a stud.
You know?
Hopefully, you're hoping Jeremiah Love can get into the conversation of being compared to Bijan Robinson.
Yes, in the conversation.
I'm not going to say he's going to get there. I'm not going to say he's going to surpass him because we're talking rookie and Bijan's been in the league 3 years? Is this his fourth year now? Going into his fourth year.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say he's going to get to that level because anybody that at this show a couple years ago, man, I used to just follow Bijan and I'd always play the clips of him, like in slow mo of him making some ridiculous move out there and stuff like that. Like I just love the way this kid plays football and what he can do out there. And it sucks that he's on the Falcons because they don't utilize him properly and they misuse him. And it's just like, dear God, just put the ball in this kid's hands. Let him do some magic.
Yeah, they kind of did him a disservice, but yeah, you know, again, hell of a talent, and it's great that he's from Tucson.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, can you imagine that type of money in Tucson? Oh, yeah, God, jeez, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this before. Sorry, Tucson, I had to do it.
I don't know.
I had to do it.
It'd be a whole lot of money up here in Phoenix too.
I had to do it, Tucson. Could you imagine the gate he would have to live behind in Tucson as well? Did you see Aaron Rodgers yesterday on Pat McAfee?
I did happen to see a little bit of that.
Aaron Rodgers is. I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I don't like his personality. I don't like him as a person. As somebody I've never met just from afar. I just don't like a lot about him. But he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game of football. And I constantly say, the reason why you Packer fans don't have more championships, you can put squarely on Aaron Rodgers. He kept you guys back all those years. Remember those playoff runs with the Cardinals where you couldn't get past them and everything? And you know, he always complained he didn't have enough wide receiver help while he was commanding so much money from the Packers. And that's the stuff I'm talking about here with Aaron Rodgers. Didn't listen to his coaches, specifically Mike McCarthy, so this is going to be interesting this year as well. But it was just interesting how he just goes off on his tangents about Fauci and all that stuff. If you know the history of Aaron Rodgers, right, and stuff like that. It was just that kind of stuff just kind of cracks me up.
Well, the one thing, and I've seen other sports people come out and say, namely like Stephen A. Smith and a couple of those guys, you know, I try and put myself in everybody's shoes and how I'd handle it, and he did get lambasted.
Oh, he did. Well, he also lied too. I mean, he tried to cover it up and
because he didn't want to take it.
Yeah, no, but that's part of why I don't like him is he can dish it out, but he can't take it. Aaron Rodgers is the type of guy that can tell you you're an a-hole, but if you call him an a-hole, he's mad at you. Ask his family.
No, it's kumbaya.
Oh, now they're all better. Now they're getting better. That's because the family knows they can't say anything to him. It's just Aaron's going to do what Aaron's going to do, and we just have to live with it. We can't give him any advice. They had to sit
down.
We can't give Aaron advice.
Yeah.
No, his brother went on that reality show and outshined Aaron Rodgers for an off season. And Aaron Rodgers got all upset about it, so he wouldn't talk to his brother anymore. How dare you outshine the great Aaron Rodgers? I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan at all. Which brings me to my next point.
Uh-oh.
Mike McCarthy came out, and Mike McCarthy said, well, Aaron Rodgers says Mike McCarthy said that McCarthy asked Aaron Rodgers to play in the Steelers' first 2 preseason games. In this offseason. Aaron Rodgers claims Mike McCarthy asked him that he should play in the first 2 games. It's interesting on 2 points. One, you don't see 42-year-old quarterbacks who are going to be your starters play in any preseason games. First of all, so that's the thing. Here's the other interesting thing. The 2 teams they're playing in preseason, Packers and Jets. Now, he wouldn't play for a ton. He wouldn't play a ton, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, play a couple series.
Well, Aaron Rodgers says he wants me out there for 30 to 40 plays. He was saying this to Mike Silver. 30 to 40 plays, Dale. That's a long time out there in a preseason game.
That is a long time.
Yeah. According to Aaron Rodgers, keep in mind, it's bloviating, full of himself. Aaron Rodgers claiming all this stuff. He said, Mike, if you want me to play, I'll play. This is a guy that refused to say if he wants to play or not all offseason. He's got to play those dancing games.
His wife gave him permission, Steve. Come on.
All I got to say is, John Holmberg and Pittsburgh Steelers fans, you get what you deserve with this one. Enjoy your last season with Aaron Rodgers.
Watch them go out and win 12 games.
That division's up for play with them. With Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to doubt that you could possibly do something like that.
Right.
I'm not going to doubt Aaron Rodgers out there to not win, especially in that division this year.
Well, you can appreciate a person's talent without necessarily appreciating the person.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and everything, but I just can't stand him as a human. But do you believe that Mike McCarthy's like, I want you to play 30 or 40 snaps in every preseason game?
I would not think that.
Mike McCarthy didn't say that.
Couple series, maybe.
Yeah, go out there, get some snaps.
Yeah.
We're going to have you throw 3 passes, quick passes to your receivers, try to get some timing down. Maybe that. I just don't believe it. But it's Aaron Rodgers making Aaron Rodgers sound great again. Oh, look, guys, I agreed with my coach, and if he wants me to play, I'm going to play. It's just bullcrap is all it is. It's all bullcrap. But that's out there, Dale. That's out there. We're 2 days away from the Hall of Fame game.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, but football's here, man. We know Kenny Pickett's going to start for Carolina. We don't know who the Cardinals starter is as of now. Here's the question I got for you, and we're going to ask Coop about this as well here in just a few minutes. But LaFleur said, and now you being a football player, and you lived in an era where you showed up to camp, you weighed in, you did your conditioning bills, you passed it, and then you were in pads hitting like almost instantly.
Yes.
You're doing it in the heat of the day. We were having fun with that earlier in the show as well. You did all of that stuff. LaFleur says they're going to have a padded practice tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, and then get on a plane and fly to Podunk, Ohio.
Canton.
Yeah, Podunk, Ohio, for the NFL Hall of Fame game on Thursday. Now, it's unheard of in today's football. Is that a smart move by LaFleur?
Is it a smart move? Well, smart moves in my mind have always come about because you look back in the rearview mirror. Was it a smart move? Nobody got hurt? You got better? Okay. Somebody gets hurt? Not a smart move.
Well, that's the thing.
It's interesting because I can't imagine you practicing full pads with any expectations that your starters are going to be playing.
Well, that's what gets me is you're going full pads because you're kind of warming up the bodies of the guys that are going to play in this game. But then your veterans or the guys that aren't going to play are getting some action before they get on a plane and
think about
stand
it,
around
because
for 2 days.
If you look at it in today's day and age, because I played in 2 Hall of Fame games, but in today's day and age, they're going to practice tomorrow morning, get on a plane, then they're going to play the game tomorrow night.
Thursday night, an extra night.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning is Wednesday.
Yep.
Then Thursday night, play the game. Come back Friday, no practice.
Yep.
Saturday, probably a walkthrough. Sunday.
Red and white scrimmage. Saturday will be more than a walkthrough, but then Sunday's a red and white scrimmage, which means you're full pads playing a football game to practice standards. Yeah. Practice standards, but you're playing, in all intents and purposes, a football game.
By the way, my brother told me to tell you his buddy who kept his season tickets in the lower level, he's down to 4.
Yeah.
He can invite 4 people. So
he can invite 4 people?
I mean, to that walkthrough on Saturday or Sunday or whatever, this past Sunday. You were saying that your tickets too.
Okay, let me clear. I got to look up that email. I just read the email as saying I can invite a guest. Well, here's the thing. He's just lower level. I'm club level.
That's what I'm saying. So why would they not?
Because they're morons, Dale. That's why. They're morons. I'm going to have to look up that email and make sure I read it right. But then here's the other thing. I thought the practice was like at 1:30, and I was like, we can't make a 1:30 Sunday. So I kind of Autumn wanted to go, and I kind of poo-pooed it, you know. And then I read later on it wasn't until 4.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who's going to a 4 to 6 practice on a Sunday?
What are you doing on a Sunday?
Too late watching SummerSlam.
Rattlers are done.
No, they weren't done. They were getting done then. Who's trying to call? Who's 4 to 6? Hey, really quick, Ethan, do you still have it? Throw up that IFL bracket here just so Dale can get up to date here since he couldn't figure out how to work Yahoo Sports over the weekend, even though I sent him a link there as well. So Green Bay Blizzard, last year's runner-up, still alive against Tulsa Oilers. It don't be the 2 seed in the IFL playoffs this year. The Jacksonville Sharks is a 2 seed, lost as well, and so did the Vegas Nighthawks. So 2 seed is the death of you, apparently. In the IFL championships here. By the way, championship game, Sunday the 16th, down in Tucson. That'd be a home game for the Rattlers down there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of I saw actually watching that game, a lot of Rattlers fans were really close to the sideline there on the first couple rows. I saw a lot of Rattlers jerseys and season ticket holders I recognized down there as well.
You know, they do a really good job of on their fan posts and all that. Hey, you going? Where are you sitting? All those things. So
and Vegas is easy to get to. So San Diego, 4:30 on Sunday though.
Yeah, but you're home by 11, Steve.
Still, I'll have to head up there then, I guess.
Yeah.
Check it out, Dale.
If you fly privately, you'd be home by 8 o'clock.
No, I travel all other Rattlers in a van.
Yeah, those are always interesting with your boy Kevin Guy.
When we come back, well, Bruce Cooper's in the house. We got a lot to talk about. Larry's enshrinement. I challenged him last week, which shouldn't have been hard. Just tell us about the man, Larry. Everywhere Larry's going right now, Dale. Every article I'm seeing is about his football career, and it's fantastic. It's great. It's Hall of Fame worthy. But I want to know about the man. We know the stories, especially on this program, about buying pallets of turkeys and waters and all of that, supporting our community. But I want to hear about Larry the man and what sets him apart.
From a guy who's broken bread with him.
Exactly. That's why I asked Bruce Cooper.
Yeah.
Nobody better to ask, I don't think, to ask about that. So he's coming in here. We'll talk about that coming up. Cards updates as well. Diamondbacks trade deadline. My opinion is...
How'd they do yesterday, Steve?
They preceded me in a nap. The Diamondbacks. They were napping during the trade deadline.
Did they win yesterday?
Oh, did they win? Oh, they did win last night.
Last I heard, that's the name of the game.
Did you know who wasn't in the game last night, Seawald? And I was wrong about. I said they DFA a pitcher yesterday, and I was wrong. They did not DFA Seawald yesterday. I guess we're going to have to play this game for a while. But they made a move on somebody else. Now, Bruce Cooper said would pitch again for the Diamondbacks.
Uh-oh.
You got to call that out. Come on back, folks. Bruce Cooper coming up next. And we're back here. Main event. Looky who came in. The man, the legend, local legend, I don't know if he's a meth. He's real. I'm touching him.
Yeah.
He's real. Bruce Cooper joins us on Tuesdays as well. Bruce, first of all, how you doing today?
Doing great, guys. I'm out of the business, if you will, but I still managed to find some sources to give me some news.
Oh,
and you know what I learned? I learned that in the Diamondbacks loan deal yesterday, that Lars Nootbaar was actually Plan B player from the Cardinals. The player they coveted the most from the Cardinals, first baseman Alec Burleson.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why that deal did not come off is because the Cardinals wanted a current major leaguer as part of the package coming back to them. And I'm like, you can't give them Tyler Locklear?
No, from what I heard, everybody wanted Waldschmidt.
No. He wouldn't let me know. He wouldn't let me know who it is. Okay. But the impression that I got, just because a slip of the tongue, his versatility was too much. So I was thinking Tim Tawa. And I don't know that, but Tim, for the Cardinals, Tim Tawa and whatever else.
Yeah, you get more
for
from
Alec
Tim.
Burleson. Yeah. And one thing I didn't do, I thought about it. I only thought about this coming in. It didn't hit me to ask it because I'm like, does Burleson? Is he a free agent after this year? He's still under control.
I think he's under control through 27. Don't quote me on this because I read a lot about players yesterday. I want to say he's good through 27, but don't quote me on that.
But I don't blame the Diamondbacks. If Tim Tawa was part of the package that the Cardinals wanted to unload Burleson, even though I watched later that night, Burleson hit 3
Did you see what he did yesterday?
Hit 3 home runs against the Cubs.
I'm watching that game yesterday afternoon, and I'm just like sick to my stomach. I'm like, this guy could have been a Diamondback guy.
Yeah, but
3 home runs, upper deck home runs yesterday on top of it.
Is Burleson a free agent or is he under control?
I'm looking it up right now. Okay. So give me a second here.
All right, because that would make a difference. I still wouldn't want to give up Tim Tawa.
I heard that everybody. What I was told was everybody was asking for young major league talent, not minor league talent, for it, and they didn't want to give any. But I heard pretty much everybody, is what I was told, wanted Waldschmidt, and that he was there was an absolute. You cannot have this kid, and deals fell apart because they said no to Waldschmidt, and they didn't want anybody else.
Well, I'm telling you,
that's what I was told for a majority of them.
And you're probably right, but as it relates to the Cardinals, I do know that. Waldschmidt doesn't offer the versatility.
I don't have the dares here, but he does have long-term club control still, which is probably why they wanted a major league type player. Because the longer the club has to control it, the more you want in return.
Well, we do know that Tyler Locklear was not what the Cardinals wanted back in return.
Right? Yeah, that's true there. But that's what I heard. I mean, it basically,
And look, honestly. And I heard Mike Hazen. I didn't hear him. I read.
I have a clip from him
where he was a little upset that he didn't pull off more.
Yeah.
And I think what I was reading that he didn't want to wind up in the same position that he did a couple years ago when the Diamondbacks were forced to go with a bullpen arm. And I don't think that'll be the case this year, even though they didn't get a pitcher. I mean, when you have Soroka.
Yeah,
starting a minor league assignment, I believe today even.
It's coming up. I can't remember what day.
It's either today or this week, along with Lawler.
Well, J Mart
and J Mart. I'm like, okay,
Martinez.
You're right, Justin.
I feel like I got to say Martinez because people might be going, J Mart. Who are you two talking about? Martinez.
Very good,
Justin Martinez.
Yeah, and so those guys are close to coming back, and I'm telling you, there's not a reliever. Outside of maybe Miller, who I found out was available through you, that I would like over J Mart.
I heard the ask for Miller was through the roof to where everybody was like, we're not giving up our whole team for this kid, even though long-term control and all of that stuff.
I don't blame the Padres.
But he was out there. He was shopped around. People called about him, and they talked about it.
Yeah, and so now I'm looking at, okay, those so I'm just a starting pitcher short now. Because Soroka comes back. And I already know that I'm sending one of the youngsters down, either Brett or Drake. And so now I didn't expect to hear this news that the Diamondbacks moved Gallen to the 60-day
Yeah,
DL.
you told me we'd see Gallen back up here again.
Yeah.
I told you there's no chance in hell he's coming back up. Not going to see him again, man. You don't put a guy like, 60-day IL, which means he's done. I mean, he technically is available for the playoffs, but you're not bringing him back for the playoffs.
Yeah, and then I'm not sure where Ryan Nelson is, but I do know that I still keep hearing that Burns still has that target date. For
End of September. No, Torrey said
end of August.
Torrey said yesterday is looking towards. He said beginning of September, so people kind of equated that to possibly at the end of August. You could see him possibly come back at that point. Torrey said that yesterday.
Yeah,
about Burns. So you're still going to get Burns back.
So here's the deal. So I don't think the Diamondbacks would find themselves in that similar situation in 23 as they would, going forward here. So I'm not upset that they didn't get an arm, but I really would have liked a Alec Burleson. I wish that deal could have come through.
It makes it look even worse, like I said, with what he did last night. I mean, folks, if you didn't see it, he was half swinging, launching balls into the second deck last night in his debut. Last night as well. Well, here's my question for you in terms of, and we'll play the Hazen clip in just a second. You were talking about and stuff like that out there. But every big bat that went, you wanted the guy from the Giants, Arise and everything. You wanted him, and he went for fairly cheap to another team. And what we found out afterwards, Hazen was talking, and everybody wanted major league talent. The Diamondbacks. What I didn't know, the Diamondbacks have no good talent in their minor league system.
Oh, that's not true.
They had two guys in the top 100 going into the trade deadline yesterday.
I don't give a rat's behind.
Nobody wanted their talent.
I don't give a rat's behind about what that the ESPN think their top 100
top
is.
100.
Look, I have seen Jose Fernandez play this year. Extremely impressed with him.
Absolutely.
Love his potential going forward. I've seen both Tommy Troy and Ryan Waldschmidt play. I'm like, wow.
But they're major leaguers now. Well, they might go back down, but they're major leaguers. You consider them major league talent, don't you?
Well,
I wouldn't consider them a minor league prospect now. I'm considering them part of the upper league team, major league team.
I didn't know you were considering that.
Waldschmidt's not?
I was considering them the minor leagues because that's where they started the season at.
No, I think they see their future.
And they only got elevated because of injury. And then I see Jordan Lawler's coming back soon. So what are the Diamondbacks going to do there? Now, I already know that when J Mart comes back, one of the roster moves you make is you DFA Seawald.
Seawald, yeah.
And here's the deal.
I said he would make that move yesterday.
Yeah, and here's the deal. Yeah. I'm not going to go back on my praises of Seawald earlier because the dude was rock solid. 23 saves and 24 opportunities. And so I sat on this very seat on this very program, and I was praising him and saying that I was wrong. Well, Seawald has really morphed into the guy that I feared, but the Diamondbacks wouldn't even be in this position they are right now without Seawald.
Same thing in 23. He had a integral part of this team making the World Series run. As bad as it got, but he was an integral part of them being as good as they were.
After they made him, acquired him at the trade deadline, he was just unbelievable. But when you got to the postseason, it's like, dang, dude. So look, it's easy. This guy couldn't even get an out. He blew. Look.
Did you see that game on Saturday?
Yeah.
The 10-2 game?
Dude.
That ended up being 10-7?
Dude. And then how about the one where they're playing the Nationals and it's 6-0 after Brandon Falk pitches 7 shutout innings, 6-0, hands it over in the 8th to Ryan Thompson. And Thompson gives up 3 runs, so it's 6-3. So now Seawald comes on in the 9th.
Yeah.
He gives up a double, 2-run homer, solo homer, and it's 6-6. And now Fott doesn't get the win. Now, Fott has 7 starts since he's returned. He's 6-0 with 1 non-decision, and we can blame Seawald for that. But look, I'm not here to throw dirt on Seawald. He's just whatever it is. The dude can't even get people out now. He can't get him out.
Yeah, whatever. He's throwing the same way. He threw at the beginning of the season. He threw it directly over the plate at high 80s, and guys were missing it. It is weird to me how. I don't know if it's after everybody wakes up after the trade deadline and they go, now we can figure out how to hit this guy.
No.
But it is amazing to watch how it falls apart so quickly with him.
His pitches now, because I don't know if it's his sweeper or whatever it was, because it would when they're swinging, the ball is always breaking away. Now, when they're swinging, it's not breaking away.
Right.
It's not
his hits are right down the middle.
Yeah,
there's movement, but they're right down the middle of the plate, batting practice.
I can see that. I mean, I said, man,
I blame Dale for Sewald's demise. But I was saying yesterday on the show, I said, okay, I expect the Diamondbacks to DFA Sewald, maybe Thompson as well in those moves.
Yeah.
But and I said I expect that, and I expect a couple young guys to be brought up. And the reason why I was focusing on that was they moved a couple young guys from Reno into their taxi squad, which means you're not on the team, but you're here in case you're needed in a hurry, type of a deal. So I thought maybe those moves were coming. And the only one that happened was Gallen to the 60-day IL as of now.
Well, I'll tell you who's been impressive to me, and I hadn't ever heard the kid's name until the Diamondbacks brought him up, and I thought they just brought him up just to give them another bullpen arm. But I'm telling you, this Geraldo Carrillo, I mean, this dude is. I'm like, wow. I mean, he threw 2 shutout innings, and every time they brought him in, he's putting up a goose egg.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay.
His movement is fun to watch.
Diamondbacks have some arms down there because look, I was still expecting them, and I knew that it's either once they sent Cabrera down. I still haven't found this out. It's either 15 days or 15 games before he's eligible.
It's got to be games because he pitched 80 pitches in Reno last night or the night before. So it's got to be games because we're well past 15 days.
How did you do down there?
Good. Oh, he did good. Yeah. He should be up here.
Yeah.
He should be up here filling
What
in.
about Brandon Garcia?
Who got in yesterday?
Dude, I'm telling you. And he's got 3 saves now in the year,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and he's 2 for 2 since they've demoted Sewald. This dude, now his stuff, I mean, I'm like, dude, why are they swinging at his stuff that they're swinging at? Is like lowing away and in the dirt.
Mm.
So I can only think of another pitcher that threw something like that. A nasty left-hander. And his name was, I think, Randy Johnson or something like that.
As a lefty, yeah.
I mean, and so Garcia kind of has that kind of some type of splitter or slider or something like that. And
they make up weird names for pitches these days. Like where did that sweeper or slider thing came from? It's
I don't know.
Yeah, sweeper's about a 2-year-old. I mean, it's always been there, but now it's like prominent.
Yeah, everybody's throwing it now.
And so look, Garcia. And so you look back on that trade. It didn't mean anything to me at the time. Diamondbacks traded Josh Naylor to the Mariners for Brandon Garcia. So Garcia comes up, and he doesn't last long. He's banished down to the minors. And this guy named Andy Hoffman, who they picked up in the Grichuk deal, I mean, it looked like he was a guy that was probably going to make any type of impact. But oh my gosh, Garcia has been lights out. He is a stud.
I think he has a mentality to be a closer as well. That's what I kind of picked up on him. Now, yesterday wasn't a close situation, but he goes out there with just this mentality of, this is my game, hand me the ball, let me do my work, and I'm just going to walk off. And I like it.
Well, I don't blame Torrey for going to him because he went to Sewald in a non-close situation.
Low leverage situation is what they call it.
Yeah, thought you'd give him some work, and boy,
on Friday I said, Sewald needs to get his confidence back, put him in a blowout game. I said this all on Friday.
Yeah, I see you.
And then Saturday I was like, okay, that experiment's done.
Yeah.
He needs to. And I hate to say it, but you got to DFA him. You cannot throw him on that mound. You could be up 100-2.
Well, yeah.
You can't throw him out there.
Yeah,
you can't
because he's out of minor league options, and you have no choice. I mean, let somebody else deal with it.
That's why I was for sure yesterday they were going to DFA him and get a young kid up that can be in there with a fresher arm kind of a situation. So I'm kind of surprised it didn't happen. It shouldn't surprise me because it's the D-backs.
I think they're leaving that move open
for a J-Mart or something.
Well, absolutely.
So what are you going to do, though? You're not going to put him in a game, are you?
J-Mart?
No. Sewald.
Well, no.
So you're just going to let him flounder for the next week and a half or whatever it is?
I guess so. But I'm with you. I mean, what difference does it make if you DFA him now or tomorrow or a week from now?
But you could have a young guy come up here, and have a fresher arm in the bullpen
that's available
that you would be more confident if you needed somebody to come in even in a low leverage situation. You'd be more confident in some young guy that you've never seen in Reno than you would with Seawald walking out
you know
there.
What, you ain't lying there. I mean,
So that would be the difference to me is you're just going to let Seawald sit in. That tells me they're planning on they'll use Seawald in another low leverage situation again.
Don't say that.
Why keep him out there?
I've seen enough. Well, you make a very good point there.
What you do is you do the old baseball thing like they're doing with Gallen. Oh, Seawald's shoulder hurts him. Yeah, 15-day IL. And then he goes into that. You can still pay him if that's the loyalty.
His money's guaranteed whether they.
But so you make that move and you bring somebody up. If you don't want to embarrass him, that's what you do. That's what they're doing with Gallen. That's what you do with Seawald if you don't want to embarrass him. Simple. And then you quietly move him to the 60, or you just move on from him at that point. It's that simple. That's all you got to do, Coop. Instead of keeping him out. If the reason you keep him out there is because you might need him someday.
No. I can't, at this point, if you say I might need him, then I have to have confidence to put him out there. I have zero confidence to throw him back out there.
Well, just if what he said to Torrey when he was demoted is true, it worried me a little bit. According to Torrey, when they told Seawald he's not going to be closer, his response was, and I'm paraphrasing here, his response was, hey, whatever I need to do for the team, I'm more than happy to give up my closer role. I'm paraphrasing that here. And that scares me a little bit because I want somebody who gets told they don't have a job anymore to go, what do I have to do to earn that back? Get me back out there. I'm going to earn that job back from you right now. And if you go, oh, it's okay. Yeah, somebody else could take the closer role and I'll take this role. I don't necessarily believe that's what he said with Torrey, but Torrey's letting it out there. And it's just like, oh my God, if he said that, that alarms me even more of his mental state.
Yeah, but it's also how are you going to argue the facts that
you don't have to argue it. You don't have to argue it. You just go, okay, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
What do I need to do to earn this spot back? Can I work with you?
Do you really need to ask that?
Yeah.
You need to go get some outs, man.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. But I don't want to see somebody go, it's all right. Yeah, somebody else could take that role. I'm good with it.
And then at the end of the day, all this nonsense, and what did they do? Go out yesterday and do? My boy Brandon fought.
And
3 pitchers pitched yesterday too.
And here's the deal. So they get Lars Nootbaar. So he's got to be your Max Kepler if you make it to the postseason.
With worse stats.
But I'm like, dude, why do you think I just rather get somebody who's going to be productive. I have more confidence in the postseason with Lourdes Gurriel. And
that's the thing. You're about to get him back.
Yeah, and so I don't need Nootbaar. I really don't. I'd have been fine if the Diamondbacks, based on the fact that they didn't get Burleson or another starter, or even a bullpen arm. I'm okay. Let's just roll with what we have.
Well, that's their stance. That's definitely their stance. We'll talk more trade deadline here. The problem that I have with the way the Diamondbacks did this trade deadline is the Diamondbacks, and we'll play the clip here coming up for you here, but they tried to make deals. And they didn't have the people to make the deals with other teams. Or
they weren't willing to give up the guys that other teams wanted.
And look, I'm still...
But that I can understand.
And I'm still mad. So I see the Dodgers get Tarek Skubal. So anytime they make a move, I get more and more angry with Shohei Ohtani.
For going there?
No, for taking $1 million. Heck, you make more money than Ohtani does. The dude's he's deferred.
He's not making $1 million. Isn't he only making like $250,000 a year?
No. He's making $1 million.
Oh, is that what it is?
I heard that he deferred $1 trillion and only took $1 million.
Yeah, he took whatever the minimum.
I'm obviously exaggerating.
I think he's making $2 million, deferred the rest.
Yeah.
And I have seen a lot of articles about. That's exactly why there'll be a strike and maybe not a season.
The Dodgers did the right thing in deferring it. Every Major League Baseball team defers it. Money in the future is worth less than now.
As a player, you don't defer 99.9% of your salary.
He's going to make more money because of it.
But it's an outrage.
After you and I...
It allows the Dodgers would not have been able to acquire Skubal.
And that's my argument. I got in an argument on Twitter a few weeks ago with some math nerd that was telling me the time value of money. I understand that. But my theory on this is if you're going to buy a guy like Skubal, because they're going to sign Skubal for like $500 million or something before the end of this year, and then it goes to strike. They're going to do that. If you're going to spend that kind of money, pay it up front. That's all I ask.
Yeah,
pay it up front. Don't defer it for the next 30 years. Pay it up front.
And the Dodgers, like I said, if Ohtani takes his money, like he did with it when he's with the Angels, the Dodgers would not be able to have Skubal and some of these other.
Well, that's the thing. No matter if you have unlimited money, you eventually run out of money, type of a thing. Let's take Dale knows that.
I.e. the live. golf tournament. But yeah.
Yeah, the PIF, billions of dollars. You eventually pull the fund on it. And then the owner, is being investigated for all these, tax and fraud charges and stuff like that with his companies. It's just an interesting take there. When we come back, we'll keep it going with the trade deadline. Because as I said, everybody the Diamondbacks are going up against got better yesterday.
And the Diamondbacks getting better internally.
The main event with Bruce Cooper. Come on back. Second hour main event here with Bruce Cooper here on these Tuesdays, talking some Diamondbacks trade deadline stuff right now. We will talk NFL coming up here in a little bit, of course, with Coop. And, of course, this guy, Dale Hellestrae, chiming in.
I'm just over here all by myself.
No, you can chime in anytime.
Coop and Bruce then do their own thing. But I want to reiterate, what did you say when we were just talking and coming back from the break?
Me?
Who are the Diamondbacks?
Welcome to the main event is what I said.
Not going to have who when?
Kepler for the playoffs.
I
will say this. The trade yesterday did make me feel better because I had this awful feeling that because Pavin Smith wasn't picked up, so he's with AAA. I had this terrible feeling Kepler wouldn't be able to play in the playoffs. And then here comes Pavin Smith again.
To the rescue.
I'm ready to play, guys. I had a terrible feeling. So that kind of squashed that feeling yesterday. So I will say that as well.
Something's wrong with this team. He's just not right, man.
Yeah, well, he's just sitting there.
He's not right.
No, there's a history. The Diamondbacks caused me to be this way, Coop. That's the difference.
Oh, my God.
There we are. Of course, local legend Bruce Cooper joins us. We're live on YouTube, TME Media AZ out there, and, of course, on demand after that as well. But the Diamondbacks, so they made the trade deadline. I told everybody last week Diamondbacks aren't going to make a big move, and you saw the big bats slowly go to other teams. It wasn't an expensive trade deadline. Even Scooble to the Dodgers wasn't. The Tigers GM is out defending his move because they got 3 minor leaguers back for Scooble. He's out there doing that stuff right now. So it wasn't an expensive trade deadline by any stretch of the imagination. But I was telling everybody last week, Diamondbacks are happy with who's coming back, and they're going to bet onto that. But then your GM, Hazen, after the trade deadline yesterday, goes to the media and they know, your fans are frustrated and stuff like that. Coop, here's what Mike Hazen had to say yesterday about his frustration levels.
Listen to you right now. Yeah, I think it's frustrating in the sense of listen to you right now. Yeah, I think it's just one of your more
it keeps looping here.
Listen to you right now. Yeah, I think it's frustrating in the sense of, watching the way the team played and wanting to do your part to add in wherever you can. And, we got a really good player and we have a really good team. So I know that, it's still a little raw for me right now, just the last week, the work that was put in. And, that's what I'm going to reflect on. And I hope that we go out there and continue to play the brand of baseball that we've been playing in the last few weeks.
I mean, that's a guy that is 100% content with this team being what it is.
Oh, you're not buying his frustration level?
No, not at all.
Oh, see,
Not at
Steve, and how do you come up to that conclusion?
You look at him. Look at his body language.
What?
Look at the way he's talking. Oh, what did he focus on in that conversation? He focused on what, guys? He focused on how good this team is. This team is really good right now. This team is great. I'm perfectly comfortable with this team the way it is. That's why you get all that.
One thing I forgot. I forgot about he reads body.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
All that
Bruce,
stuff.
you don't have to deal with it for an hour a week. I got this 5 days a week.
His body. Nothing told you there. He limited effort.
Well, what's he supposed to do? Get up and bang? Hey, I offered the world. I offered everybody, and nobody took anything.
Yeah, because you don't have anybody to trade unless you trade what has now become my major league talent. Waldschmidt. A lot of guys that are on the major league team now that normally you'd want to unload to get to that side. They're up against a trade. They tell us how they're up against the luxury tax and they don't want to go into it, so they'd have to trade talent numbers in order to bring guys back to stay under the luxury. All of that was said beforehand. So how frustrated can you be, Coop, when you've set for the last week and a half about how it's going to be hard to make trades with the luxury tax and the pricing of these guys, and we're not going to unload our major league. How frustrated can you be that you didn't make any moves except for one that makes very little sense out there? How frustrated can you be?
Yeah, to be honest with you, based on what the Diamondbacks did, I wish that they just wouldn't have done anything because I'm not a Lars Nootbaar fan. I would have stuck with my guns and say, hey,
Didn't it feel like, because that trade happened at like 2:50 yesterday our time, didn't it feel like they're like, let's just get somebody?
Yeah, I got to admit it did.
That's how I felt about it.
Because especially after learning that he was their plan B from the Cardinals, wasn't even their plan A. And so, look, I'm encouraged enough by what the Diamondbacks have had on the injured reserve list that's coming back. And I've given some of these young kids a chance to play. Like, I think now, I didn't really like losing Alec Thomas because I thought he could be a defensive replacement. But, man, the way they use Barossa in that role right now.
And Waldschmidt's been playing defense really well, too, in center field.
And so the young kids, even Tommy Troy, who's hurt right now,
you're getting him back, too.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with the number of young kids that have come up. I thought that maybe Lou James Groover is the only one that looked like he was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So send him back down to the minors and let him keep going. But I mean, from Tommy Troy to Ryan Waldschmidt to Jose Fernandez to start the season. I mean, there are 3 rookies right there. I'm like, wow, the future is pretty good right there. Because then now we also open the door for Barossa to play more. We've already seen how Jordan Lawler's come of age. So look, there's a handful of guys right there from position players that I'm like, I like.
Look at Coop talking us off the ledge here.
No, I like what the Diamondbacks.
I don't disagree with you. My problem is with what he just said is, it's fine if you would have stayed flat and sold us on that. That's one way to do it.
Right.
But you can't sell us on that like they did for a week and then go to the thing and be like, I'm frustrated. We couldn't get anybody out there.
But
it's like you can't have it both. Were you trying to make big deals because you're not confident when you've been telling us you're confident with these guys coming back, and now you're telling us you try to make all these big deals and nobody would bite? It's just the constant back and forth with these guys.
Well,
Steve,
get a plan and stick to it.
No, you can't have a plan because guess what? You can want to trade as much as you want to trade, but if the other party doesn't want to trade.
Well, no, that's my point, though. But leading up to it, he was saying we have all these guys coming back. Well,
right.
If you're happy with these guys coming back and you might not make big moves and you're setting that up, then why are you now telling us you try to make all these big moves and nobody just couldn't get it done? Why were you making big moves if you were perfectly content with everybody being there?
That's
makes my head hurt. That's all I'm saying. It makes my head hurt.
Well, what makes my head hurt is you yelling and screaming about nonsense.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I expected them to make no moves yesterday. I expected them to get I expected the deal they were going to make was they're going to get some arm that nobody cares about in somebody's deep bullpen someplace, and they're going to get an arm in here. I thought that would be the move. I didn't think they were going to make any big moves last week. I told you that last week when you wanted a rise in everybody. I was like, you're not getting them because other guys are going to bid more.
I'm looking for someone that can play first base every day and be productive.
I don't disagree.
I think I've seen, I don't know where I read it somewhere, but the OPS or the Diamondbacks production from first base is 30th.
Yeah.
They're last.
Well, the whole team is 22nd, Coop.
Well,
you can take them off
they've got next to nothing from first baseman. And so when I look at what Josh Naylor provided a year ago, what Eugenio Suarez provided a year ago from an offensive standpoint, because look, I'm not mad at Arenado at third base, that glove of his. I mean,
that's why they brought him in, was his defense.
Oh man, and you know, and he has 15 home runs. So I mean, he hasn't hit the Geno number, but I mean, he saved a lot of runs. And so I'm always good about defensive runs saved. I'm big on that as well. So I mean, and granted, I say that, and his error, one of the rare few errors he's had this year, you know, produced the only run of the game for the Padres last night. But that aside, I mean, I'm only concerned about first base. I mean, and I think our best first basemen that I've seen this year are Tawa and Vargas. Platooning, because I'm not a Tyler Locklear fan.
He hasn't played terrible since he's been back up, though.
Huh?
I know you're not.
I'm not a Locklear fan.
Yeah. He's not winning you over, huh?
Now look, if you look at his body size, I mean, he looks like a Burleson Burley kind of guy. But at least Burleson smacks him out of the yard. This guy does nothing. I mean,
why do you keep bringing up Burleson? You're making me more and more depressed because the Diamondbacks tried to get him, and he ends up hitting 3 home runs last night.
Yeah.
Bombs too on top of it. So Newbar, I just want to put a bomb. It just felt like they were like, we have to get something today at the trade deadline.
I agree with you on that.
And 3 home runs. Now he comes off an injury last year in the beginning of the season. He's only played in 48 games. 687 OPS. That's not going to help that statistic at all as well. But even then, for a career, 742 OPS, double-digit home runs in every season but 2 for him. It's just another guy coming in here.
Again,
as an outfielder.
I'd feel more comfortable with Loris Gurriel there. I mean, look, whether you let's say that whether you had a first baseman or DH, because Burleson can do either.
Yeah, and they need a DH.
I think I would have, maybe acquiesced or tried a little harder, especially now learning from you that there is some control. There is some control going forward.
I don't have the years, but it's multi-year.
Because going forward, Diamondbacks, guess what? In 2027, one of their biggest needs, first base.
Yeah. Every year they need a first baseman or a third. Well, every year since they, let holy cow, I just forgot his name. Christian Walker go. Because before that it was Goldie. But every year you need a first baseman and a third baseman, and you're getting these older guys now to fill those spots. It's like they don't view that position as very good. But like I said, the big problem I have in all seriousness, like I said, I didn't expect the Diamondbacks to do anything yesterday except maybe a low end arm from the bullpen someplace. I thought they were going to rest on guys coming back, and I'm fine with that. But then you look at what other teams around them that are in these playoff hunts that have made moves out there. And I'm talking, Padres, who, of course, they beat last night. 3 more games coming up here. I got to get that in because Dale wants to keep driving that point home. They won last night.
I know the Padres got Robbie Ray and Casey Mize?
And Miguel
Robbie
Mendez
Ray's still around.
Pitching. Yeah. He was with the Giants.
Yeah. And well, I'll put it to you like this. If you go down and break down each team that they made their trade.
They got Casey Mize, too.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Oh, did you say him? I'm sorry, yeah.
Right. So you got to ask yourself, you look at the Padres, break down their now starting rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that rotation in a head-to-head matchup, let's say a wild card matchup, better than what the Diamondbacks have? My answer is no.
No, but I like if the Padres came into this series with the Diamondbacks, the hottest offensive team in Major League Baseball.
And they got shut
And
down.
they got shut down last night by a Fat Five.
And,
So I'm more worried about the Padres' bats in the playoffs than I am the pitching staff in terms of if you're looking at.
But those are the moves
one.
that they made that was pitching. They didn't add any more bats.
So their pitching got a little bit
so
because I think they're expecting their pitching to wake up with the money they're spending on
But
it.
again, when if you're breaking down the competition at wild card, even though the Padres went out and got Ray and Mize, I still like the Diamondbacks over the Padres.
Yeah, but then you got the Phillies who they're competing with who made
now the
big moves yesterday.
The Phillies acquired a Rise, right?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
going
but
second.
do you see what Philly's having to do to accept him?
But this to me, this is an amazing
yeah.
thing that they're doing. This tells me that the players are in on trying to figure out to win.
This tells
He
me
plays
it's
second base.
asinine.
He plays second base. The reason why the Diamondbacks couldn't get him, by the way, is he was like, I'm only playing second base. And the Diamondbacks aren't bringing him
And
in
so
and moving
that's
Ketel Marte.
precipitating 3 changes from Philadelphia.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, Bryce Harper going back to the outfield and somebody going to first base.
I think Eric Bohm will probably be the first base.
And all that, just because he has said, I will only play second base. I don't want that guy on my team.
Oh, but the players brought in.
No, I don't want that. And guess
the
what?
superstar on that team went, I'll go to the outfield.
And guess
no problem.
what? In about 10 days, Bryce Harper's come up with a hammy or a quad.
Well, here's the deal for Harper. Harper's been a outfielder his entire Major League Baseball.
But he's old, Coop.
That's why they moved him down to first base.
Yeah, just like you and I.
Hey Dale, he's only in his 30s.
Yeah.
A lot of miles on that body, though,
You
the way he
tweak
plays.
things in your 30s, Coop. You don't tweak in your 20s.
I barely remember watching Pete Rose play baseball because I was young when he was in the league. I remember more on the manager side and things. But from what I see of Pete Rose, that's how hard Bryce Harper plays out there. And it's just the miles on that body, not the age. For Harper with how physical
look,
he is.
and it amazes me because the thing that impresses me more about Philadelphia is their bats anyway. If I were them, I'd been trying to get some more arms in there. But now, look, I'm not mad at the Rise. I mean, this guy's he's been a 3-time National League batting champion, and I mean, he just makes contact. He may not hit the home runs at the rate of a Kyle Schwarber, but you don't need him to. You know, set the table, be up at bat and get those timely hits that bring in runs. So I guess their philosophy is to outscore their opposition.
Oh yeah, they struggle at that at times. That's why they're trying to figure out their side. But Dodgers improved. Forget about Skubal going there. That's obviously a huge improvement. But they made other trades out there. Chris Bubik going over there, left-handed pitcher, helping him out as well. So Dodgers made a bunch of moves yesterday. Brewers obviously picked up some moves. Now they're more in the division rival side, and I don't consider the Cubs and the Brewers competition for the Diamondbacks in the playoffs because I just think they're both going to make it. Type of thing. But the Marlins, made trades yesterday, in the National League as well to add to their side, which is interesting because everybody was thinking that the Marlins might sell yesterday, even though they were playing well leading up into that.
They're only like 2 or 3 games out. I wouldn't have sold.
Right.
But you don't know that ownership though.
Well, that is true.
That was true. Everybody was holding their breath.
But I will say this. I will say this about the Diamondbacks: the strength of their team is unquestionably their bullpen, and so the thought of adding Justin Martinez, to that, it excites me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I got a tip of the hat to Hazen. I mean, I remember these signings that he's making. Jonathan Loaiza. I mean, it's like back page news for me.
For everybody,
Taylor Clark, back news to me. And Paul Sewald, I mean, that raised an eyebrow. I'm like, dude, seriously?
Right.
But I mean, every one of his moves in that bullpen has panned out, even Sewald, but now it's time to say, okay, Sewald,
but as I told you before, it's worked out because the starting pitching has worked out this year.
But again, give him credit. He went out and he brought in Michael Soroka. Soroka was a big part of that.
Yeah, and when he signed him, everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember at the beginning of the year, everybody was like, he's down. When Merrill Kelly comes back, he's out of here.
I did the same thing when they signed Soroka, just like I did the other thing. It's just like, okay, no big deal. Back page news. But so I really like their pitching, especially knowing that, Ryan Nelson and Corbin Burns at some point over the next month will be available. Yeah. And so now you look at the plus side of that. We found 3 young arms on the farm that we knew nothing about. They acquired Brad and they acquired Drake from the Merrill Kelly deal a year ago. But heck, they were in the Rangers system, so we knew nothing about them. And who heard of Cabrera on the Diamondback system? Those three arms have impressed me, just like I said, talked about the five position players. So I think the future is bright for the Diamondbacks. I really do. I don't know a darn thing about any of these players that they've drafted, but they've come through and look at where they are, knowing that Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte, and Geraldo Perdomo have grossly underperformed.
Yeah,
right.
That's what's amazing.
This pharmacy.
Throw up the NL wildcard standings really quick, Dale, while you give your thoughts here.
And the other thing that I'm going to say, I think the trade deadline was muddied up a little bit because literally you could say there's three teams in the National League, three teams in the American League who are out of it. You could make a case for Cincinnati, hey, we're only 6 games out. Is that too far out? Yeah. And then in the American League, Kansas City, the Athletics, and the Angels are all double digits behind.
And they were sellers.
And everybody else is kind of in the hunt.
Yeah, dude, just last year, the Mets were like 13 games back. And they went on this great run, and they overtook the Diamondbacks for that final wild card spot. Yeah. I mean, they went into a series against the Braves. Okay, we need one. We can't.
Last year was injuries, though. This year, they're just not good.
Yeah.
Last year was, remember how injured the Mets were, and then they got everybody back and went on that run. Yeah. But I mean, they sold some pieces yesterday. I think signing Juan Soto is like messing up that Mets team beyond belief here. But I mean, your competition here, right? Phillies won last night, so Diamondbacks, Phillies tied for that third, wild card spot. As still, Padres 2 games back now, and this is where Diamondbacks have 3 more games against the Padres.
Yeah, you
can put some serious distance between you.
I really think this is a huge week for the Diamondbacks. I mean, 7 games against the 2 expected playoff contenders from that division, and including and so I just think that if the Diamondbacks can go 4-3. I think they'll be okay. But man, I'm just taking a 500 plus viewpoint. But man, winning last night,
right?
And you got Eduardo Rodriguez going tonight. Now, keep in mind his last outing, 8 shutout innings. Oh man, I mean, Eduardo's dealing, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
He's dealing.
The thing that I like about the Diamondbacks is they're 7 games up right now. So, you're looming the Dodgers. I know Dale thinks the sweep's coming by the Diamondbacks, and stuff like that. But you have to be realistic about it and say, the Dodgers are going to be a tough out for the Diamondbacks this weekend. They're a tough out for everybody. So if that goes sideways, you got a 7, game leave above 500 here. And you get a big enough, you win this Padres series. You can have a big enough buffer so you can slip up against the Dodgers, and then you're right back to playing less mediocre, if you dare say that, mediocre teams after that, with the Rockies coming up. You got to go to the Braves and the Red Sox for a road trip. That's going to be tough.
Dude,
but then you got the Reds, the Cubs. Yeah, Red Sox, best team in baseball right now. Yeah. They came out of nowhere on top of it. Then you got Reds, then the Cubs, a really good team. Then you got the Giants after that. So you've got winnable games here, and they're giving themselves that buffer. Whereas before, the Diamondbacks typically were 500 or flirting with that and have to pass 4 or 5 teams. Be the team on top. So if you do falter a little bit, you're just going to fall down to the other people's level and give you a fighting chance moving forward. And that's what I like about this
2 and 3 weeks ago, we were going, they're only 3 games out, but there's 4 teams between them and a playoff spot.
Right.
And now we're saying, no, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they're getting some separation.
And people, let me tell you something. These Red Sox were in Dodger Stadium, and they swept the Dodgers. I mean, they have won something like really crazy, like 30 of their last 36 games. It's insane what
I want to say since end of June, they've won a lot. Yeah,
dude,
because the Marlins were the hottest team in baseball in June, and then they took it over.
I went and looked at the Red Sox roster and I'm like, dude.
And they added yesterday.
They don't have any names over here that scare me.
And they added a bunch of names on top of it. Well, that's the thing. As hot as they are, they're 60-51 right now. And it's like, what? But they were god-awful beginning of the year that they're fighting from that side. But, I mean, think about that. The Rays are leading that division. Yankees are second. Boston's third right now. In that division, all playoff teams as well. That's a tough division where they're going to be playing each other coming up. from that perspective. But, so the schedule's not as easy as we thought it was at the All-Star break with who they have. I mean, Cubs are on fire, and they're going to continue to be, especially in that division. You got them coming up on your schedule as well. So it'll be fascinating to see, but they're in the position now. I don't want to say a meltdown would take them out of it, but they're in the position now where they allow themselves some slip-ups. Whereas at the beginning of the first part of the year, they're in that position where if they went on a 6-game losing streak, they would be out of this completely. And now they've given themselves some room to lose a series or so against a team like the Dodgers if it does happen. Dale?
Hey, did Torrey say that Gabby is on a paternity leave?
Yeah, his wife had a baby.
Okay.
So that's why he was scratched last night. I'd like to see Gabby, give McCann more couching opportunities, and then Gabby is DH a little bit more. One that'll allow him to heal a little bit with his hamstring. I know it's getting healthier. But I don't, with the DH problems you're having, why isn't Gabby in there DHing while McCann catches? Yeah, but I don't know how long he'll be out. But she had a baby last night during the game, I think, is what I read.
Okay.
All right, enough baseball. Let's get to real sports.
Erod tonight, 6:40. By the way, Diamondbacks were helped last night by Harry Potter night. A lot of magic going on in that stadium. Tonight they don't have that. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, boy.
That's how I wanted to leave baseball, folks. Thank you very much. Hey, let's take our break, come back. Let's talk football.
Coop, 2 days. Would you be in Canton if you were still working?
Probably so because of the Fitz situation, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't get the call to go this time? They didn't say come out of retirement for this weekend?
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. Coop is he's waving a white flag.
He doesn't answer.
He's done. He's
So
done.
they'd be like, take your own camera. You're going to be the only one there. Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here with the legend, Bruce Cooper, still putting local sportscasting to shame, folks, out there on your television screens. I'll say it for you, Coop, out there as well. Hey, Cardinals Cam, a couple things happened over the weekend. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Because if you're freshly out of college, it's going to be your second year in the league, and you continue to have knee problems, those problems aren't going to go away as you get older and more
if
beat
you're
up.
a certain position.
Yeah, defensive lineman. Walter Nolan on Friday limped off the field. Nobody really saw what happened. Limped off the field, ended up coming back out and talking. LaFleur said he's fine. They checked it out. It's all fine. Ended up practicing over the weekend again. But this is concerning because he's brand new in the league. And it's a continued problem, and it's not going to get better.
Okay, let me tell you something, because I did hear somebody talk about this a little bit, and I lived through it. Okay, I completely dislocated my ankle. All the ligaments and all that were gone. Fractured my fibula. It was in training camp of my first year in Los Angeles with the Raiders. I have immediate surgery.
You played for the Raiders?
Well, I never played.
He was on the roster.
I signed as a free agent, but when the first free agency things opened, got a nice contract, and then about 3 days into camp got hurt on a grass field, by the way. And we could talk about it some other time.
Well, they were in Oakland at this time, or they're in L.A.?
No, they're in L.A.
So they're playing in the baseball field?
Yeah. No, they were playing at the Coliseum.
Oh, the Coliseum. Okay. I'm just setting the stage for everybody.
No, but I wasn't playing. I was practicing. But I did that. Total dislocation of the ankle, fractured fibula. Did surgery, all the rehab, come back the following training camp. And it takes you a little while to get adjusted and to trust it. Right, because all of a sudden, bam, you step. I step with that left foot, and I feel a little twinge. It's like, and I've talked to the trainers, like, I felt something. Yeah, you're going to feel something. Because I never had an injury like that before. Right. And so I'm kind of hoping that's what Walter Nolan is working through. It was why I'm telling the story about me, is that a pretty significant injury, and now all of a sudden, I stepped, and I felt a little something. Yeah. Is it happening again?
Right.
And you got to get through here.
Right. Unfortunately, I know what you're saying. I tore an ACL, MCL, and some PCL stuff like that.
All the CLs.
Yeah. And look, I became an expert of the knee because I've had 3 surgeries to try and fix the ACL issue that I had. And now my 4th surgery is a total knee at this, and I got that 8 years ago. So I'm in great shape now. But but when I came back from that ACL, man, I mentally was whipped.
Yes.
I mean, when I jumped in the air, because I was playing hoops, I jumped in the air even for a jump shot, dude. I'm not even following through or concentrating on the rim. I'm making sure my right leg lands first. That's a good leg before my left leg. And so, I get what you're saying.
And make sure you don't land on somebody.
Yeah,
well,
I get what you're saying.
Let me ask you this, though, because he limped. I mean, it was a noticeable limp walking off with trainers on Friday. When you have that issue, do you naturally limp out of there? Or you just feel something? Because the limp is what worried me a little bit. Was a player generally will try to hide that type of stuff. And it was a noticeable limp walking off. So if it is a mental thing, would you have that side of an effect? Is my question for you. When your ankle went out, were you all of a sudden limping on it because you felt something?
Well, yeah, because you feel a tweak, you feel something, and you don't know if that's the precursor to revisiting this same issue.
That makes a lot of sense, though. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's just that. But this Nolan is. I see why they drafted him. He's explosive as all heck, even in practice. You saw it in his limited game times and stuff like that. But like I said, you just got to wonder about a guy that has a problem like this early in his career because, you're not making it to year 8 or 9, if you're already having these problems now.
Yeah, but you'd almost rather have something like this when you're younger because you do get better quicker and all that. So, again, I think 90% of that limp was the 6 inches between his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we asked Dale these questions, Bruce.
Yeah,
he gives us that
Dale's
insight.
been through that, and unfortunately, I did experience that ACL injury. So I know exactly. I can relate.
The other thing is, the Cardinals put him right back out there the next day in practice. Said he was fine, so that tells me it's more what you're saying.
On the bike,
exactly. And look, learn to deal with this. You're going to feel this. Somebody's going to hit your leg while it's planted, and you're going to be all right. Just deal with it. And
you
that
talk
type of
about
stuff.
landing with. Trying to land the opposite foot and all that. Again, the first live drill, you're stepping down on a double team or whatever. All of a sudden, you feel a kick around your lower leg, and it's like, am I going to get up from this and all that? Until now it becomes back to normal again. So
they released their depth chart yesterday. Allgeier, of course, is in the running back one spot. Love second. But they even said in the press conference, I was going to call him Allgeier. If you guys follow me on the pit stop, you'll know why because it's spelled the same. But he's 1, Love is 2, but it's pretty much 1A, 1B at this point between those guys. James Conner 3rd, by the way.
Look, you can watch just the way they go through drills, go through practice. You can tell who's electric and who's not. Yeah. This guy's electric. You
mean Love?
Jeremiah.
I just want to clarify, Coop. Maybe you switched on us, and maybe you're talking about Allgeier.
Look, you see his quick feet. You see his jump steps. And his cutting ability. It's top drawer. And so those are kind of feet like what Barry Sanders had. I mean, look, I'm never going to compare anybody's feet to Barry Sanders because he's one of one. But Love has that type of foot movement, that type of elusiveness, and so Algier is who he is. He's a guy that's going to pound between the tackles, but he's also very adept at catching the ball out of the backfield. Mm-hmm. I mean, he can bounce it outside and turn on the speed, but he's not the if he's the Thunder, then without questioning,
that's what I'm getting at.
Guys like
the two of these guys, and I've seen them in the practice moving and stuff like that. I think they're going to be a potent 1-2 punch, and I'll even go a step farther. James Conner's listed as 3 right now. I think then you throw in a James Conner for a third down type of a play, a short yardage play, or maybe a red zone type play, and that's just adding another physical element to that defense. That you're going to wear defense down throughout the game if those 3 guys. It's like 3 different ways to do a running game. It's not just throwing the same thing out there. You got 3 legitimate threats out there at that point. I'm actually kind of excited to see those 3 out there.
Look, James, you say short yardage and goal line with James Conner. Well, heck, that's Algier anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just talking the physicalness that James Conner will bring. James Conner is going to be, I think he's more physical than Algier is. He'll just lower his head and pound some guys throughout those elements. So you integrate those 3 different styles of running backs and 3 different threats out there. I think it's going to be potent. And then just get rid of Trey McBride at this point.
You mean Trey Benson?
Oh, Trey Benson, I'm sorry.
Well,
Keith McBride. I'm sorry, I slipped up there. Steve McBride.
Hey, look,
good catch there,
Benson has shown me this is year 3 for him. I'm ready to give him that.
He didn't even practice over the weekend.
That B label, that bus label.
He didn't even practice this weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if something's wrong with him or not. But.
Well, at this point, 3 years in, and you gave him every opportunity to be that dude last year.
Right.
I mean, 3 years in, and he's come back this year. Now let's go ahead and put that B next.
He's
to his
too
name.
left, right. He's not.
Get rid of
he's
him.
not running up. He's left, right, kind of a dancing type running back, and that's not what the Cardinals need right now.
Well, and see that's what really shocked me. And look again, you got a new coaching staff coming in, but Amari DeMercado has been, and he was an undrafted free agent. Mm-hmm. Far more productive than Benson was. And granted, look, that 77-yard run that should have been a 78-yard run. I mean, I think that's been held against him. But he had some big runs and catches during his short time with the Cardinals. And I wouldn't have given up on him. I'm certainly not for a Trey Benson.
Here's the thing about James Conner, and tell me if you agree with me. At least from my perspective. When James Conner runs the football, it's a battering ram. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get tackled by the first guy. And you could actually hear the crowd respond to him running the football.
He runs angry.
And the crowd responds to that. And I think the team responds.
I agree 100%.
So I think you got to find. And again, I have not watched a whole lot of Algier, and I would say I will.
Oh, he's a former linebacker who converted to running back, and he runs like a linebacker.
And so I have not watched a whole lot. So short yards run, but you've got to find a role for James Conner to carry the ball 6, 7, 8 times in a game, almost like back in the day. And we're going to get into that hopefully shortly rather than talk about all this nonsense because the important Hall of Fame thing is this.
It's coming.
But to not get the ball to Larry Fitzgerald in the first quarter was criminal if you're a Cardinal coach. I don't care if it's a 3-yard out. I don't care if it's a 2-yard stop. Get the ball in his hands early in the game, and let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah, 2 years ago with James Conner being somebody that went to every game, James Conner led that team 2 years ago. Last year,
he did.
When he got injured, you can almost feel a balloon let out. Even with me, where I was like, "Oh, crap."
Like 2 years ago, I think he had 18 total touchdowns, and I think McBride may have had one.
He got one late in the year. Yeah.
So people were making a big deal of that. I'm like, dude, we're not going to play favorites about who's getting in the end zone. As long as they get in the end zone. That's all you care
McBride
about.
would get him down to the one, and then they'd give it to Conner. That's why people were complaining.
And here's the deal: McBride had over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards receiving. It wasn't like he wasn't an integral part, but he just couldn't get in the end zone.
But he would get stopped. He gets stopped. It was so funny watching because he gets stopped at the 1 or 2 all the time.
And let me tell you, in the 1995 edition of the Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl champions, That's the year Emmitt Smith set the record for most touchdowns in the season. He had 25.
Wow.
They went back and looked at it. Michael Irvin got tackled inside the 5 20 times.
Isn't that amazing? And then hand the ball off.
That was basically Trey McBride and James Conner.
Yes.
Connor benefited from McBride.
As long as you're in the end zone.
Yeah. And Connor's on the wrong side of 30 for a running back.
He is.
But I also think, that there's a place for him with this team, especially with Love and Algier, because like you said, I've never seen Algier. Oh, I guess I did see Algier last year in person with the Falcons. Didn't stand out as guy. James Conner stands out with the way he runs.
Well, tell me this. Why can't you have 5 snaps a game where you have Love and Conner?
And they might do that eventually.
And you split out Love as a slot or a...
I think the Cardinals have some 20 and 21 personnel packages in there that allow them to do that. But I think that's with Algier and Love. But you're right. It didn't have to be that combination. It could be Algier and Connor, or it could be Love.
The more I think about this running game, and then the left side of the line, right side with Adams is the main number one spot there. Depending on his legal situation up there in Canada. But Bisonis, I haven't seen him in person yet. But I mean, he was opening some holes on Sunday's practice, from what I heard and what I saw from people that were at that practice the other day. As the second one, I think he's going to kind of take over, and he might be that right side. If anything happens to Adams this year, and he might solidify that spot from what I'm hearing with him.
They spent a second round pick on Chase Bisonis, and so he whether he won a starting job this year or going forward. I mean, they saw promise in him to be a future starter, if not an immediate starter. So yeah, we'll see.
I didn't realize this. Roy Lopez, who I'm excited to have him back, because I complained last year the Cardinals got rid of their motor guys last year. Roy Lopez, I just forgot his name again. The long-haired guy that ended up going to Jacksonville. Defensive lineman. The linebacker.
End, rushing the pass.
Yeah, with the long, and then and of course I just forgot number 7 there for the linebacker. What a host I am here! But they got rid of their motor guys. Now you got Roy Lopez had career sack numbers last year in Detroit.
Dennis Gardeck.
Yes, he's the other lineman there.
There you go.
They got rid of those guys, and I forget the lineman's name. White. White was his name, number 7. Kaiser White. Those were the motor guys on that defense that they let go last year, and the defense wasn't the same. And I question the motor guys being left off that team. Roy Lopez back into this defensive line as well this year. He had his personal best record in sacks last year. He's back here. His family's here. His family loves to watch him play. Like 50 of them show up to the games, to support him, and all of his family and friends and support here as well. I think this is a huge addition. Do not sleep on Roy Lopez on this defensive line. Now you just got to get Josh Sweat back with whatever his problem is right now. Get him back on this line. If Walter Nolan can stay healthy in that, I think the defensive line is going to be something to pay attention to this year.
The difference between the offense and defense is, in my mind, there's a lot of ifs on defense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If this guy, again, it could all come together, and it could be where we're sitting there going, man, you win 6-7 games, you're again on that upward trajectory. But it also could be
you win one game.
Yeah, all of a sudden Josh Sweat's unhappy and he's not playing.
I don't think Josh Sweat. And look, I could be wrong on this, but I look at it. The Mercury acquired Kelsey Plum.
Yeah. Now, got the game last night.
She had been on the IL since I guess early June or something like that.
Yeah, couple months.
She just wasn't feeling the sparks. The minute she's traded, now she's off the IL. She's playing.
Yeah, she was off the bench 21 minutes last night off the bench.
I think Josh Sweat is not feeling the Cardinals.
Yeah.
If the Cardinals did trade him, I think he'd be available immediately.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just my opinion.
And then every fan's going to go, well, why didn't you keep him?
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. I think it's a Josh Sweat not being happy. He came here to play for one guy, and he was blown out, and now he doesn't want to be here anymore.
Well, they suck. If the Cardinals were winning, that would change your attitude.
Yeah. I think Will Johnson's going to have a breakup year. He changed his number to 2, so he gets all those bad voodoos out of his way as well. So Cardinals camps updates there. But, of course, I wanted to talk to you, Coop, here, and I challenged you last week. Everybody, as we're talking about this, his enshrinement, Larry Fitzgerald, August 8th, Saturday, 9 a.m. our time. It's an early deal to roll out of bed, and he's I think he's the first one to go. If he's not first, he's second.
Oh, he's first.
He is first.
He that's what he asked.
So he will be early, 9 a.m. Pay attention to that coming up here. So we all know his acclimates. Every interview I'm seeing with Larry right now, everybody's just talking to him about football stats, which they're fantastic. They're great. Like Dale said, if you weren't around for the Larry Fitzgerald era, whether you're watching the games at home or you were watching them at the stadium, I was lucky enough to do that. Every time he caught a ball, attitude changed in the stadium. If the Cardinals were not doing well, he caught a ball, Larry chant started, the team woke up, Larry got some energy into the team. So it wasn't just the football on the field, thing. It was also the tangible things he did for the fan base here. I mean, this guy had Max Hall. No offense, Max Hall.
No,
but he had bad quarterbacks throwing him the football.
And that's what I wanted to say. I was thinking about that. Like, he's second all time in receiving
behind
yards.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice caught passes from Joe Montana and Steve Young. Two Hall of Fame guys.
And whoever the Raiders quarterback was.
Yeah, I mean, that was the end of his career, whatever. But in the prime of his career, he had two Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And here's Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, dude.
Stanton. I mean, you can go through a list of quarterbacks that.
John Skelton.
Yeah,
John Navarre.
Yeah. Navarre. That's what I'm thinking of.
Too many Johns.
It's ridiculous. Like after, and then then Carson Palmer shows up finally, right, and gets it. But even Larry and him didn't see eye to eye when Kyler first got here. Kyler didn't throw at him a lot when he first started.
Well, here's the deal. With that, B.A. Bruce Arians had moved Larry from outside to inside his slot.
Yep.
I can tell you, Mr. Fitz was livid. He was blowing up, and he would tell me that he was upset with his son.
Matt Leinart.
Yeah, because he's telling his son, look, you have cachet, you have pull. You go in and you tell them that, no, I'm going to be on the outside. He said, but Larry just accepts anything they do. So his father was upset at that. And so as we found out, B.A., he talks about no risk it, no biscuit. He's looking to go downfield. Larry's not that downfield guy. He's more like that possession guy now at this time. And so B.A. had a different philosophy. And so Larry still, if you look at it, he still flourished. I mean, it took him a while to adjust to that.
Yeah.
And that just upset me. And so it's different when Kyler comes on board because the Cardinals had this little philosophy that, okay, maybe the slot receiver spot is the place for him. And I do understand it. And I do understand this from some people. Kyler came in too cocky. He thought he was
Kyler,
Mr. Big Stuff, and so I appreciate this from Kyler in that he finally embraced the chatter, especially from teammates, coaches, and his parents, his dad in particular. Dude, you can't be that guy that's barking. See, Cliff Kingsbury gave him too much power. Cliff did not put his foot down. Cliff allowed him to bark at him on the sidelines and on the field. It just not a good. And so Kyler, when things aren't going well for him, he goes sits at the end of the bench and not around the teammates. So he pouts. Those types of things did not ingratiate Larry to Kyler early on. Mm-hmm. But again, I'll say this, and I know I'll just finish up. But well,
before you get into that, just obviously Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer, Blaine Gabbert threw him passes, Josh Rosen, Kevin Cobb was there at the beginning, Josh McCown, all of that in second in the NFL in reception. It's such an amazing number. Everybody talks about his drop numbers, but to me, that's the most amazing number because, like what you said, even number 3 on that list, on the all-time list is. I don't have it in front of me right now, is a guy that caught from Hall of Fame quarterbacks and stuff like that. So this is even better here going into it. But Larry's more than just the football
Number 3
field.
all time, I believe, is Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens, yeah. That's who it is.
Okay, so let's hear some back room stories.
Because everybody talks about his football acumen, which is great.
You want to talk about stuff that's non-football?
Tell us about the man. You know,
I'm gonna tell you something that. Well, I'm gonna tell you about something recently here because I could go back and talk to you about Turkey Tuesday. I used to host Turkey Tuesday for Channel 12, and we're trying to raise turkeys for the homeless, with all the proceeds benefiting St. Vincent de Paul.
Right.
Well, Larry Fitzgerald, he came to me and said he wanted to donate. Guess he's probably seen some of the ads on.
And Tuesdays in NFL, Players' Day off most of the time.
Yeah. So I said, okay. He said, but hey, I don't want to be on camera. I said, okay, you don't want to be on camera. He said, I'm serious, Coop. The day you put me on camera is the day I stopped donating. And he says, I want to be a big part of this community. I said, okay. So I gave him my location where I would be, and Larry likes to show up near the end. And I told her because I interview people, and guests, the celebrities and different guests throughout the 3-hour broadcast.
Right.
So Larry comes towards the end, and I tell my photographers, look, he's coming, but please do not shoot this man on camera. Don't do anything because he won't get. Larry would go in, he'd buy the rest of the turkeys, and if he didn't feel there was enough, he would buy like pallets of turkeys that would go to St. Vincent de Paul, and he did this every year. And then there was one year he says, Coop, he says, I have a photo shoot in L.A. On Turkey Tuesday day. He says, I'm not going to be there. He says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all of my wide receivers show up. He said, Coop, don't put them on camera. I'm going to have them all show up, and they're going to make a donation, and I'm sending my my rep there, and she will give my usual donation and stuff like that. I said, okay, but see, here's the thing that got me. As you know, training camp starts late July, early August, and then you have games leading all the way up into November. I mean, we're talking late November,
right?
For Turkey Tuesday and for Thanksgiving. It's all Turkey Tuesday is always the Tuesday that precedes Thanksgiving Day. And for this guy to remember that and to know that and to come up and say, look, I've already figured this out and worked this out for you because I have this photo shoot. It just speaks volumes to me. And here's the deal. Even to this day, I mean, Larry still calls me because I'm like a part-timer with St. Vincent de Paul. So now 12 News has me come down to be interviewed. So Larry asked me where to go, and he says, Coop, I'm coming to your location. I'm bringing my boys with me. I want them and I want them to see this. And
meaning his kids,
his kids,
Devin
his
and
kids.
them. Okay.
Thank you. He'd bring his kids, and they all walked in, and Larry went and he bought the pound out. So he still does it to this day. But now I'm gonna give you this. This is something that really, really resonates with me. I'm now. This is like next month will be 6 years for me at St. Vincent de Paul. I think it's about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Larry, he has this immaculate home up in Paradise Valley area. Matter of fact, it's really different and unique. You know, like he just didn't get cobblestone. He has like this driveway that's probably like a half mile before you get up to his house. But the cobblestones, they're just not any. They're specially brought in from Italy. These are these Italian cobblestones. So now, so he's making a donation to St. Vincent de Paul Furniture because some big shot from LA came in and he made Larry an offer he couldn't refuse on his home there. And so Larry said, okay. The guy kept going up and he made an offer. And Larry just said, okay, it's yours. I'll just build another one. So Larry got rented like some, it's still in an elite plate area, but he was just renting there until he gets his new place rebuilt. So when we go into the home now, after that half-mile drive up that Italian
he didn't make you bark on the street.
No, and Larry's not even here this day. He has an assistant there that's going to show me and the guy what all Larry's donating. Okay. So we go inside the house. I mean, dude, it's even tough to describe the home but it was just huge for one person. I mean, he's just huge, but it was actually as kids. He in the kids area. There's areas for just the kids. They each have their own like bedroom, and then there's this big game room. So each kid has his own bedroom, and Larry had these bunk beds. You know, they decided which ones they wanted. And dude, these aren't your normal bunk beds. So the assistants let him know that Larry's donating these. All right. And so when the boys, they would have their friends come over, they could just go in their game room. Man, it's a huge, the entire wall took up like a TV screen. It's like a flat screen wall. And they had all these games and stuff like that. So his boys' friends come over, they can just party. Man, they can sleep in each one of the different rooms with them, and they have all these game rooms to play. So then we go to Larry's barbershop room. It's like walking
barbershop room.
Dude, it really is. Larry had like 4 different sinks and all these big different barbers. So Larry had stylists come to his home. He didn't go to shops. They came to his home. They had everything that any barber would ever need. And they would do, I'm sure you see the braids that Larry had right now. So he had that. And so they took us to Larry's room. She took us to Larry's room, and we're sitting in Larry's room. Dude, his closet, he has a freaking washer and dryer in his closet.
Well, you want to haul clothes throughout the house, dude.
And I'm like, dude, we just left his laundry room area, and it's bigger than most homes. And then outside his bedroom, there's a mini refrigerator. I'm like, I saw why he did that. Because man, it's a long walk to his kitchen.
Yeah.
And so the things, but here's the deal. The things that Larry is donating to St. Vincent de Paul, dude, these aren't things that you're going to go find at Ashley's furniture store.
Special stuff.
Yeah, it's unique, it's special. And so this is why this stuff resonates with me. It's like the bunk beds. We took it to a family in South Phoenix. And this family, when you open the door, their floor is dirt. It's a dirt floor.
In South Phoenix? Yeah. All right.
Well.
I know what you mean.
Dude, it's.
I'm saying,
it's a certain area.
Just leave it.
Yeah. In this time, I know what you mean.
It was, maybe not South Phoenix, but it's like.
My point is that that's Phoenix 2020, this time frame is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
This family was poor. It was a dirt floor. All right. I don't know if they had some type of construction that was going on there, but we walked in, it was a dirt floor. I'm like, saying to myself, we can't put these bunk beds and stuff on this dirt floor. But I understand that. But and then the family doesn't have much. And so what we did was we took the guy I was with that was from St. Vincent de Paul that's showing me around and stuff like this. We took pictures of the family that's getting the bunk beds. And the kids, they were so excited to have beds because you know what? They were sleeping on the floor. They had pallets.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, and so the need, and so Larry's donating other furniture. And so the guy from St. Vincent de Paul, he's deciding which families get what. But it stood out to me that the kids that were getting these bunk beds because they're sleeping on floors, dirt floors, with pallets, I'm like, wow, this is unique. So then Larry gives us another call. The place that he's at, he doesn't like the washer and dryer there. So he's donating those to St. Vincent. They're these big front-loading washer and dryer. Well, we go to another place to give this family that doesn't have a washer and dryer. Dude, they're putting it on their front porch. There's a patio they have front. That's because the little machine that she had work with is on their front porch. And so that's when it started. That's when it started to hit me the need in I'm just going to say our world basically, but I mean in our community, I'm seeing this kids sleeping on dirt floors. washing machines, these elite washing machines, are going outside on a patio, a front porch rather. That's how they did their washing.
Right.
And when they didn't have a dryer, they just had a washer. And it's like, wow. And but these are the things Larry, and so again, we take pictures, let Larry know what he's donated. And so he also let us knows this. Every Christmas, and he sometimes some things he give me, but every Christmas, he takes his boys down to St. Vincent de Paul. Wants no cameras. They serve food
Right.
to the homeless that are coming in and getting their meal for the day.
Yeah.
He wants his kids to understand the value of giving back to your community. And things like so. These are the things that resonate to me about Larry Fitzgerald, the man. Even to this day, he still does that. And he wants zero, zip, zilch, nada publicity about it. And he'd probably be mad if he knew that I'm telling
Larry,
that story.
Larry, don't watch this. I should have prefaced it with that.
I got one last question. I know we're way over time, but I've had special relationships with certain media people. When did you realize that was happening with you and Fitz? From just being a high round draft pick and maybe some questions about him his rookie year, and then all of a sudden turn into obviously a Hall of Famer. Was it a moment? Was it a time period? Was it an event? Was it?
I think it was with his dad. His dad really liked me.
Uh-huh.
And so Larry made a Coop, you got to stop hanging out with my dad. You're encouraging him too much about something. And so he understood that relationship between me and me and his dad.
Yeah.
And so it just really kind of grew. Our relationship kind of grew from there. And so he met my wife. So now when he meets my wife, I mean, Larry caters to my wife more than he does me. I mean, he dogs me out in front of my wife and stuff like that. But that's
rightfully
what he
so,
does.
probably.
Yeah. And stuff. So, but yeah, I really do believe that it started with my relationship with his dad, because then his dad would obviously go talk to Larry about me. And so Larry came to me one day and said, dude, you got to stop hanging out with my dad. You're a bad influence.
His dad was going, Larry, Bruce Cooper agrees with me. You got to speak up more and stuff to that. No, that's fantastic. Because like I said, we don't hear, and you're right, and I'm not going to lie to you, Coop, he's probably going to be mad at you for telling those stories because he doesn't want, but that's kind of why I wanted to ask you those questions. So for those of you Larry fans, we all know he's a Hall of Famer. This is a big moment, not just for Larry, his family, but as Cardinals fans that he's going into the Hall of Fame this weekend. But a lot of people don't know. They think they know, but they don't know that side of him that you, of course, were privileged enough to be around and things. So, Larry, don't be mad at Bruce. We're letting it out that you're a really, really super great guy out there. And don't be mad about that, please, and things like that. Just a couple quick things. I know we're late. JP Shadrick is the new play-by-play voice for your Arizona Cardinals.
JP Shepard?
Yep. I don't know. Says, welcome to the Valley. So whoever that is coming in. Jacksonville's play-by-play guy is what Ethan just said. Yeah, coming over. As well. I mean, wait till the last minute to make that announcement. Cardinals. I mean, he's known probably for a little bit. So that's the new play-by-play guy with, I'm assuming AQ Shipley's coming back. I haven't heard anything on that. The last thing I wanted to ask you, because you were still working, B.J. Robinson just signed a big deal, biggest contract and running back.
Bijan Robinson?
Oh, Bijan Robinson, okay. Excuse me. What'd I say?
You said B.J.
No. You saw him in high school and stuff like that. I know you're a big fan, so you made that big deal.
I had the Cardinals selecting him.
Did you have him on your All Fever team?
I did.
Was he All Fever Player of the Year?
No, because you know what?
Who beat him out, right, Dale?
This deal. We talked about this. We said, look, our All Fever, our Players of the Year, they actually come in studio.
Right.
We give them studio. We're asking this dude to come all the way from Tucson. If they were outside the metro area, we just included them on the All Fever team and made special note. But there was no one like Bijan Robinson. Even I can go back to Mario Bates. Same thing with Mario Bates when he was down at Tucson Amphi. I mean, this dude had over 2,000 yards. He was special. Matter of fact, Tucson Amphi played Mesa Mountain View, Jesse Parker's team. You remember Jesse Parker's team in the state finals, and
I remember Jesse Parker's
teams. Mountain View won that game. But yeah, so only because if there was some kid that was special in Yuma, or someone special down in Blue Ridge, I mean, I'm not going to ask him to drive the 4 hours or even the 2 hours up to do this. I mean, it was, but
so who won it over him?
Who won it? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But
All right, so I'm going to give you 4 names. You give me them in order who you're taking.
Okay.
Bijan, Kadeem in high school.
Okay.
Kadeem Carey.
Ooh.
Christian Kirk, DJ Foster.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. And Kadeem Carey was also on our all-fever team.
He was unbelievable.
Was he? Where was he? High school? Brophy?
No,
he's Tucson. That's right.
Well.
The Carries were Tucson. That's right.
You know, I'm going to go Bijan 1. That's a great question.
For high school?
Yeah. I'm going to go Bijan 1. I'm going to go DJ 2. Christian 3 and
Kadeem 4.
Yeah.
Okay. That was back when Cox broadcast the state championship games, and Kadeem Carey ran back the opening kickoff as a freshman for a touchdown in the championship game. I'm like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
But
he was special.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no question. But it's so funny. 2 of the 4 were our Friday Night Fever Offensive Player of the Year. The only reason the other 2 weren't because they were down in Tucson.
Okay.
I can't do that. I'm going to look up who won it that year over Bijan Robinson. It's going to be somebody. I mean, congratulations to them, but it's going to be somebody that we all don't remember.
What's fascinating, we can do this obviously in a couple more Tuesdays. Now we're getting into football, but who's? I'll give you 4 quarterback names. Name them in order, and 4 wide receiver names.
That'd be good.
4 offensive linemen. And
all I'll say on that is Tyler Shuck did a interview for the Saints the other day, and I'm so impressed with this kid for the Saints.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting his chance to start this year. They're not messing around with Spencer Rattler or him, both local kids. It's just impressive the way he carries himself. The way he looked last year and stuff. I mean, it's just amazing to watch him.
There's been some special quarterbacks that's come through Chandler, including some guy named Rock Chalosky, who wound up being a better baseball player in their first overall pick. I mean, people were telling me when I was covering in Hamilton as a football player that he's a better baseball player than a football player. Yeah, it just went in one ear and out the other. Right. You know, I mean, and the first overall pick in Major League Baseball. Yeah. That dude's pretty special.
Yeah, you say the same thing about, Ethan, help me out with the kid that just went to Clemson. It was at Queen Creek High School. Tate Reynolds. And we were playing college football 27 the other day, me and Ethan, and he's playing Tate Reynolds at Clemson on that game. You know, he's not the starter. He's listed as a third. But there's a lot of guys that are successful in high school, let alone the guys that were great in high school and went on and stuff to that effect.
Cool,
so that would be interesting.
That's all I ask. When we do the offensive lineman, can we make Dale not a part
of
No.
Yeah.
You don't remember back to 1980.
He'll get mad at you. He'll get mad at you.
I was a tight end back then.
Oh, tight end.
He'll get mad. Oh, yeah, Todd Heap or Dale Hellestrae back in high school is the big question that we got here.
Todd Heap and I have talked quite a bit over the years, and we have so much in common. We both love basketball.
Yeah, he's a big basketball guy.
He's a basketball guy. Played a little bit at ASU for one season with the coaches, against the coaches. Anyway, it's fascinating. You have all those names in your memory bank. You went a little too quick for me, but I'll go with your.
Dude. I'm telling you, their highlight reels, watching them play, it just and look, every one of those running backs were special, but I just think that Bijan and he was just special, even with catching the ball out of the backfield and his feet and things like that. Now, DJ could catch the ball out of the backfield as well, and DJ had this elite game-breaking speed. Yeah. Christian Kirk did everything, but at the end of the day, if I'm just looking at at high school only, it's got to be Bijan for me.
All right, and that's why we got Coop here on Tuesday.
I know, right?
Christian Kirk third.
Yeah,
man, I can't believe that Carey, because I remember Carey was obviously Arizona and. And Wildcats and stuff like that. But, for some reason I thought he was Brophy. There was a good running back at Brophy for a bunch of years, and I must be confusing him with.
And one last thing, because it's fascinating to me, Coop, Bijan obviously has made the biggest splash in the NFL. DJ Foster and Christian Kirk made it to the NFL.
They all did. You're right. I didn't think about that. They all did.
But Kadeem Carey probably the fourth of those.
Oh, yeah, he was.
And there's so many myriad of reasons. I tell people I was probably the fourth best player on my Saguaro football team in 1980. A quarterback went to Notre Dame. Had a running back went to U of A. Had an offensive line went to Arizona State. I went to SMU. Quarterback pulls out his knee for second day.
Who was the offensive lineman that went to Arizona State from during?
A guy named Pat Martin. Yeah,
Dale's all a guy named Pat Martin.
Well, no, because he failed out of school because of grades.
Yeah.
Okay. Down in U of A, I'm not gonna give you his name, but drugs and stuff got him. Kevin Smith, first 2-3 days of freshman training camp, ACL back in 1981.
Those aren't
ACLs are not real good.
Yeah.
And then there's freaking Dale Hellestrae who somehow, somebody tricks him into
that knew nothing but winning championships, had Super Bowl rings. Hey, how much did Bijan sign for?
3 years, $75 million, $51 million guaranteed.
Wow.
So highest paid running back in the history.
A year.
Yeah. And the second biggest.
It's the second highest guarantee. Guess who's number one?
Jahmyr Gibbs?
No. Think about it.
Guess again.
You're high on him.
Guess
you love him. You love him. You just drafted. You love him.
Drafted? Jeremiah Love?
Yeah. Signed a fully guaranteed contract at $53 million.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Oh wow!
Yeah, $75 million. I'm just mad that he plays for the Falcons because they just haven't utilized him right.
Oh, dude, he's all pro the last 2 years.
I know,
and he led the NFL in yards from scrimmage last year in Russia. I don't know what more you want from him.
Well, I want him to get in the game more.
He's sharing toast with Tyler. He shared toast with Tyler Algier.
Maybe he'll get more shots. Well, like last year, we talked about this during that game. I was like, it'd be like he just had a big run. It's like, why is he going to the sideline?
Yeah.
Give him the ball again.
He's tired. It's not the same air as in Tucson. All right.
Appreciate it, folks. We went long today, but I wanted to get those Larry thoughts from you. And when we come back next week, we'll see, obviously, Larry's speech. It's going to be a touching speech. His son's doing the speech there. Obviously, he just lost his dad.
Devin's introducing him because his dad.
Quarterbacks, wide receivers next week.
Quarterbacks, wide receivers.
Throw that list together.
Offensive line. I'll give you a couple weeks to work on offensive line.
Yeah,
you list them. I'll tell you.
I'm gonna put Hillenbrand in that list, and he's still in high school.
They still run in my head.
Oh, I know they do.
Come on back, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.